Now we know Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Susan Rice, Sally Yates, Mr. Super Patriot Jim Comey, higher, lowest honor on earth, have been exposed. What we're about to show you, it should anger every American. It should shake you to your core. It should send a shiver up your spine if you love our Constitution and you love freedom and you believe in the rule of law, because all of these high-ranking bad actors now must be held accountable, or we can kiss this great republic goodbye. That's how serious it is tonight, based on what we can report. And that is newly uncovered bombshell, handwritten notes from, Peter Strzok himself, revealing the sick, the twisted origins of the General Flynn probe.
Get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
And other than what Hannity just said, we're going to get back into that. But ladies and gentlemen, America is in a civil war. That's right. America is in a civil war. The question is, do we have the resolve to win it? We cannot underestimate the enemy. They are funded, crazed, communist anarchists backed by the DNC. That's the Democratic National Committee. They realize the only way they win is by war, because they cannot take over by election. Although the Democrats seem ready and willing to turn over the USA to them, also they will send them cities easily, like New York City, Minneapolis, Washington State, Seattle, California, Los Angeles. I believe that if you want to see how they'll govern, go to daveweinbaum.net and watch the Veritas Project expose one of Bernie's top leaders. This was done in January, and it's totally connected to what is happening today. You'll see tyranny and genocide in our future if you refuse communism. Right now, these are an inept but well-funded mob. But with every victory, they get a little bolder, a little stronger, a little more arrogant and audacious. Antifa has declared for a shooting war. And a BLM leader, that's Black Lives Matter leader, on Martha McCallum the other night, said that if America didn't meet his demands, they would burn America down and replace it. Stopping this group of Antifa and Black Lives Matter, whose aim is to kill anyone in its way, white, black, yellow, red, Jews and Christians is imperative. But it's curious to know that they don't ever mention Islam. And I don't know why. And I will say this, added on to that is the war we're having right now with China. The pandemic has killed 120,000 American cities, and we're seeing some red-hot areas that we're going to have to pay attention to. America, like the human race and every country on earth, has had its flaws. But America remains the main destination for people of all colors. They are voting with their feet, with the boats they take, the planes they take. And they're all coming this way. It is the best country on earth with fairness and freedom and liberty for all. But remember this, those who make things happen usually beat those who let things happen. Lead us and lead us now, President Trump, to fight this battle. Or am I wrong? Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm here with radio legend Steve Wheeler, the owner of this radio station, and the director of this show. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good.
Good. And my lovely bride who just walked in. Well, she wasn't late. She was on time. Hi, Lisa Strausser.
Good morning.
Weinbaum.
Hi.
I threw out the N. Is that okay? Is that shortening it enough?
That's
Or did you
fine.
want the N added?
Why
Why don't you study that? And there's Stan sitting out there. Hi, Stan. How you doing? Great. Good. I actually have a studio audience now, and I think I have a caller. I'm not sure, but I think we'll take a shot here, and we'll play the guy's song, and hopefully it's in. Oh yeah, this is the way to start off a morning right here.
Yeah, I want to hear some rock and roll.
Rock and roll, baby. We will rock you, Lisa. We will rock you. All right, my opening act, J.J. Bradshaw. J.J., how are you?
Good morning, Dave.
He's 252
I'm
years.
good, Dave.
Yes, sir.
I am going to open your show with the following.
Okay, go ahead. Hit it.
If you read the Phelps County Focus of yesterday.
I just caught a glimpse of it. I just kind of scanned it.
I saw it.
I read it to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about some First Amendment rights here. The fellow that wrote this has a right to his opinion. He has a right to publish his opinion in any fashion that he wishes. The publisher of the newspaper, Mr. Dodd, I'm glad, puts opinion pieces in his paper. That way we can all read what everybody else thinks. And that was a relatively well-written hit piece, but the fellow missed the point. And the point is this. KKID is a small radio station in Rolla, Missouri, the middle of red country. The fact is that they put 3 hours of your show on the air. It is not tape delayed. Steve Wheeler and Stan Hines do not screen calls. You can punch up 364-4433 and you can put your opinion on the air live and establish a dialogue with the host. That would be you. And get your differing opinions out there so that other folks can hear them. That's the essence of the First Amendment of this country. Where the fellow missed the point is claimed that you were putting out conservative propaganda. Well, you know, if you've got a finger that can dial 7 digits, you can put your opinion out on the radio instead of publishing it in the newspaper where you can throw darts from the periphery. I used to work in radio in the late 70s, and we had a saying in the studio that we never told the audience, and that is this. If you don't like what's on our radio station, you have two knobs on that radio, and we suggest you twist one or the other. For the writer of this opinion column, if you don't like what Dave's saying and you're not willing to call in and voice your opinion, have another mug of the liberal Kool-Aid and go back to watching CNN, because you're not a participant at this point. You're just part of the problem. That's all I have to say about that particular subject. It irked me, and I'm glad I got it off my chest.
Well, I suspect Mr. Bateman is also has gone by other names. I'm pretty sure. We keep getting a Jason and stuff who has called the show, and after a while became abusive, both on my show site on Facebook, using a lot of swear words and things like that, and eventually, you know, when you get a guy on that just wants to stretch you out, so he becomes a major factor on the show. In other words, he wants to take up all your time, and he won't get off the phone. Eventually, you got to drop him. And when he says nasty things about other people, you got to drop him. So I don't know if I really don't know for sure if they're the same people, but I think they are. And I think this is the second letter from this particular person. Although the first letter was not as well written as this one.
My question is the stuff in quotations, JJ?
The stuff in quotations, what?
Is that, I mean, is he saying Dave said those things?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
said those things.
No, I know, but
I said
in the article, there's stuff in quotations, you know, and I thought when you do a quotations, he's like quoting what Dave said, because Dave didn't say those things. They're in the quotation in the article.
You're talking about
I didn't have enough
Black
time to
Lives
really.
Matter
I scanned it, okay? And I didn't really have enough time to read it. I just saw it coming in the studio today, so. Yeah, and say, hey, fine, the guy's entitled to his opinion. They printed the opinion. People know they don't have to listen to me, I think. People are smart around here. They can, like you say, there's a dial, and then you twist it one way, it goes on. Just twist it the other way, it's off. Or you can click it. I don't know. See, I could be leaving out a lot of clickers out there. So.
Unfortunately, if all your presets are set to 92.9, you ain't going to get away.
And you know, just to let this guy know. I mean, I've been around it's not like I started the show 3 weeks ago. I mean, I'm in my 12th year. My 12th year is almost up. Okay, and it's listened to all over the world. So apparently, some people like to listen to what I do. And yes, I do use a lot of clips from Fox, but I also use them from CNN, from the actual politicians that we're talking about, from Joe Biden, from Barack Obama. I try to put on the most the most credible news that I can find, good or bad, and you get to have your opinion on this show. So that's fine.
To reiterate my point, Dave, this show is intended to be a dialogue. You put out some information, callers come in and say what they have to say about it. That's their First Amendment right. That's the whole reason the First Amendment.
And I also found a Jason Bateman on Twitter who libeled me in writing, libeled my restaurants in writing, who I called upon. And hopefully, if he keeps doing it, I'll just have to sue the guy, and then we'll find out who the hell he is. Okay, but other than that, I don't care. You know, do what you want to do.
I wish that people that had differing opinions with yours.
Yeah.
You and I line up pretty well, so I don't have much in the way of differing opinions. But those who have differing opinions, all they have to do is punch the telephone number, and they can express those opinions worldwide on a podcast. And the local broadcast radio radius for the radio station. This is an opportunity. This show is a jewel because if you call in Rush or Hannity, number one, you're going to be on hold for an hour. You're going to be screened twice before you ever get a second of airtime. This is nothing like that. This is First Amendment at its purest form. And we ought to establish those dialogues. We ought to hear what folks have to say. And your show does that.
And
So to
those guys
criticize
don't
the
let
show-
everyone on their show, do they?
They do not.
No.
And I personally, I think this show is a jewel, a gem. I love listening to it. I love participating in it. One more thing, and that's the Antifa Army. I read the same thing that you did about that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And, they are in the process of establishing some training camps. Well, I'm a veteran, and there's an awful lot of veterans around. I'm also a shooter, and there's a lot of competitive shooters around who are veterans. This for the Antifa folks, and I'm sure you're not listening because you don't want to hear what I'm fixing to have to say.
Oh, they might be.
If you decide to declare guerrilla warfare on this country against the Constitution of this country, it will not end well for you. If I was you, I'd go back to mommy's basement and go back to watching CNN, because you get out here in the real world, it's not going to be so good for you.
Well, I'll
Dave,
tell you
I
what,
love your show.
JJ.
God bless.
JJ, I love you too.
Thank you, JJ.
And you have a great day and a great weekend, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank
Good day.
you. And let me just mention that I was thinking about this all last night when I was listening. When I saw this thing about Antifa and they're dressed up in communist clothes, carrying communist flags, and they're armed to a hilt, and they're threatening a civil war, a shooting civil war against America. I'm thinking to myself, something clicked, and I remember seeing this Bernie Sanders field worker working for Bernie Sanders, and Jim O'Keefe did a Veritas investigation of him. And he came out and said that if things don't work out for Bernie, they're going to revolt. They're going to revolt, and when they win and take over, they're going to make Bernie a dictator with a cabinet, but a dictator, and they're going to take all the Trump supporters, try to re-educate them. And if they can't re-educate them, he's serious now, I'm telling you. You go to daveweinbaum.net, you'll find it. And if you can't re-educate them, they're going to guillotine us. That's the words he used, guillotine. And I think he's dead serious, and I think this is where some of this is coming from. Bernie Sanders and his followers. This was way back in January, and somebody clicked in my mind. Where did I hear this kind of stuff before?
These are the people that Vladimir Lenin labeled useful idiots. I'll say no more about that.
All right, my friend. Dave. Thank you for the call. All right. That's J.J. Bradshaw, opening act for the Dave Weinbaum Show. If you want to be a star of the Dave Weinbaum Show, call the show, 573-364-4433, and get it off your chest. All right, we're not going to do a break just now because you know why? I need a laugh. I need a little laugh. I think my audience probably needs a little laugh. I mean, whatever you say about this show, at least you get a little humor on it. Everyone's so serious. I'm serious, too. But I think you got to laugh. It helps you think. It helps clear the cobwebs of hate. So let's hear what Seinfeld confessed to.
Tell me your sins, my son.
Well, I should mention that I'm Jewish.
Well, that's no sin.
Oh, good. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about Dr. Whatley. I have a suspicion that he's converted to Judaism purely for the jokes.
And this offends you as a Jewish person?
No, it offends me as a comedian. And it'll interest you to know that he's also telling Catholic jokes.
Well...
I mean, and they're all jokes. I mean, the Pope and Raquel Welch in a lifeboat.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh.
Okay, so... All right.
That's funny.
I guess Bateman ain't laughing. I don't know. Who cares?
Right.
Really? Okay, some people don't like me. Okay, I live with that. I understand that. I get it. Some people don't like my opinions. I think they're all factual. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. I don't have an agenda other than what's in the best interest of being an American and being in America. Those are my opinions. And yes, I utilize news both for and against what I say, and I'm always looking for people who can disprove what I say. I'm working on one right now. And he might be listening to the show. He's an old friend from high school. And he is an amazingly, well, he's got great journalistic credos, but he doesn't believe like me in a lot of ways. And we might get him on the show one of these days. I'm going to talk to him over the phone here in the coming weeks. I'm not going to name him, but we used to hang out when we were in high school.
Huh.
I think he was the guy that said when we were in a kind of a gang called the Gothics, and when we were getting into fights and things like that, and he'd be talking trash to some other guy, a big guy on the other side. He was the guy that would point at me and said, "You know what? I bet you're so weak you couldn't take him." And I'd end up fighting like an idiot because I couldn't talk back then. I didn't know how to. I wasn't very smart, and this has been a slow development over the years. Anyhow, we're going to take a break right now. So we got a great show. We got the Rabbi coming up. We just had JJ, who was great. By the way, JJ, he was a fan. He was a listener to the show. He's not some guy out there in a political job or something.
Right.
He's a veteran. He's an old guy. He's a great shooter. And, old guy's my age, just about. And
You're 250 years, 2 years
252 years old, Steve.
Wow.
Come on.
You're looking good.
So
there's only three stages in life, right?
What's that?
Youth, middle age, and you're looking good.
Yeah, thanks. Why do I keep hearing that? You know what happened to me the other day?
What?
Somebody says, he says, Weinbaum, you look like $1 million. And I said, well, thanks. He says, yeah, old, green, and wrinkled. There you go. So, anyhow, how's that one, huh?
That was a good one. That was a good one. I like it. There you go.
Okay, I knew I'd had somewhere in the show for that. Anyway, call the show. We're going to be we're right back. The number is 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Hi, I'm Pat Tackett, broker for VIP Properties with offices in Salem and Houston. We welcome you to stop by one of our offices and visit. If you have any questions regarding real estate with buying or selling, all agents with VIP Properties will be happy to help you with your interest. We have a wide selection of listings with residential, farms, commercial, recreational, even a few live water properties. In Houston, call 417-967-8888 or Salem 573-729-7622. Thanks and stop by.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area with a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe. You can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax and enjoy your lunch in our dining room located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
Imagine a choice hand-cut steak seasoned with special spices, grilling over mesquite wood. At Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, it's not just imagination. We do this every day at Colton's. We also offer chicken, seafood, sandwiches, and salads, and our homemade yeast rolls. And it happens in the most fun Western-style restaurant you'll ever set foot in. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
January 5th meeting in the Oval Office, the White House. By the way, still a lot of it redacted, and I'm told when we get that information, it's even worse. Peter Strzok detailing the brainstorming session between Obama, Biden, Comey, Sally Yates, and others. This was one day after the Flynn case was done, shut, closed, because they had no evidence of anything inappropriate. This meeting focusing on how to destroy Lieutenant General Flynn. According to Strzok, then FBI Director Jimmy Comey, he stated, quote, yeah, Flynn's Kislyak calls, they appear legit, meaning they did nothing wrong, because the investigation proved, and now the transcripts show, nothing was ever wrong about that call, like the president's call with Zelensky. That did not stop the Democratic presidential nominee, Joe Biden, who brought up, quote, the Logan Act to go after General Flynn.
And Biden lied about it later in an interview with Stephanopoulos, a old Hillary cabinet member, and he lied about it. He's still lying about it, saying he had nothing to do with it. These are FBI notes on it that came out as Flynn was being exonerated by an appellate court, and the judge still has not listened to the circuit court. He has no business doing what he's doing. He's not a prosecutor. He's a judge, and when one side says, I'm dropping the charges, which is the DOJ, and the other side, which is the defense, agrees, it's over. The judge is not the one to hold on to this. It's against the law. I think Judge Emmett Sullivan is compromised. I think that Judge Emmett Sullivan needs to be investigated. I think Emmett Sullivan is in the same place as some of our FISA court judges who didn't look deeply into the phony warrants signed off, or applications signed off by Comey and Rosenstein. That's what I think. So I think they're in the same category. All right, so this show is going to be a great show. We had JJ, who's always great, and I was just talking to Steve about that. You know what, JJ was just a caller. He would just call the show. And then eventually he would call the show before the show went on, right during the song. And so I sort of had the idea to incorporate him as the opening act because he was so reliable. And he loves doing it, and I know he does a little research. So I don't know. Anyways, I think I know who this is. I'm not sure because he's usually never this early. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, or should I say shalom?
Hey, Dave. Shalom.
Shalom. All right, we're going to play your song. Don't get worried. We're playing the song.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second most powerful in Israel and his own home, according to his wife Yonit. He used to travel the world uniting Jews and Christians and blacks. Now he stays at home and he bakes challah bread for Passover. For Passover and for things like, Shabbat. For the Shabbat. Yeah. Right, that's right. Not for Passover. You don't do that for Passover. You eat matzah. What's wrong with you? Yeah. I knew that. See how I twisted it there. Anyhow, welcome to the show, Rabbi, once again.
Good to be here. Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Hey, Hamas. Yes, and all that. Thank you. I don't know where I'm at.
You almost forgot that.
I know. Now you can get mad at me because that's the worst thing I can do is forget your applause.
That's right.
Hamas to Israel. Annexation is a declaration of war. Just words, or are they going to attack?
It's, in my opinion, it's just words. Yeah. Every time something happens in Israel, everyone warns that the sky is going to fall. I don't think it's going to mean war at all. I think it's just going to be, it's a lot of hot air. It's like when we moved the embassy, everyone was saying how many people were going to die. There's going to be terrorist attacks. And we're just instigating war and so on, and nothing happened. I don't think this is gonna lead to war.
Well, it does happen on occasion. So you got to be alert to it, don't you?
Yeah, look, Israel is preparing. They have a plan, and they've actually been trying to get a few generals to run the different scenarios in case something does happen, to lead what they call the annexation team. But, we are prepared, but he asked me if I thought something was going to happen. I don't think so.
Let's talk a little bit about Black Lives Matter in America. It's now mainstream. And I've noticed that Black Lives America and Antifa and all these, the founder of Black Lives America, are attacking Christians, rumored to have attacked Jews, but they don't mention Islam. Are they okay with Islam? Because they are the three biggest religions.
Yeah. Well, look, the whole thing to me, honestly, David, it's so troubling. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I'm sitting here in Israel, as an Israeli citizen. And, from my vantage point, I just don't really understand what's going on. You had one incident of one corrupt cop behaving in a particular manner, and it's like the whole country's falling apart. They're tearing down American institutions and tearing down memory and history and what do they want? Like, how do they want to rewrite the country? I mean,
they want to take over. I'm telling you, this is a revolution. It's the second civil war. Antifa wants a shooting war with the United States of America under the communist flag. You've got an attack by us, a bio attack by China, the China virus, who when it came here didn't want to tell us that it was contagious from human to human. And luckily, Donald Trump stopped travel from China, but it's still a big problem. And so we're being attacked on both sides. We've never had an attack like this before because they're both inside of our country. We've never had a bio war and a civil war at the same time. We've had the civil war, but not the bio war. Right. So it's a distracting time.
Next?
I think he's got to do something personally. You just can't sit around and fight. You got to fight both wars. He's going to have to multitask, and he's going to have to do it soon, because these people, the Antifa, Black Lives Matter, they start out a little tepid. We saw these in the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, and Baltimore. They would start off with maybe touching a cop car, and when nobody did anything, well, maybe they'd rock it a little bit and look around, and then came the bricks. And then came the cops in retreat like we're seeing now. And then the cops abandon. abandoned districts in Seattle. Okay,
Well,
that's what they want. They want this to happen. They want to say, well, let's police ourselves. Okay, and it doesn't work.
I mean, it's incredible. Like, it's something, this could never happen here. Like, that happened here. They would send in the army in 15 seconds. It's incredible to me that I don't know who. Is it the president? Is it the governors of the particular states?
Well, yeah, it's the governors. And he wants, I guess he maybe wants to show them that, he wants to show the people what a tragedy it is to let these liberal governors and mayors allow this to happen. Steve wants to ask you something.
Well, no, I'm in agreement with you. You know, if this is happening, why isn't the army out there taking care of these guys? I mean, JJ said it, and JJ point blank just told him, boy, if you think you're going to come take me away, you got another thing coming, and I think it's coming down to that.
Right. Yeah.
It's coming down to, it's going to be...
It's sedition, it's treason, whatever it is. These are American citizens, most of them, I think. Yeah. And you don't get to just revolt and take over our country.
Yeah, it's law and order. It's supposed to be law and order, and
exactly.
I just don't know what's going on.
All right. Well, I think we're all agreed. Oh, my God, is that going to get written about? I hope so. Anyways, I thought Israeli sovereignty was a done deal. Is it?
No, not at all. I mean, the U.S. has not. This week they were supposed to make an announcement about it, and they haven't come out clearly in support of it, and they're playing around here with all kinds of maps, and there's people coming down on both sides of the equation, for it, against it, and I think what will happen is they'll start with the no-brainers, with the communities like where I live that are literally 4 or 5 miles from Jerusalem, 50,000 people living in this area. So in any long-term solution or negotiated solution between Israel and the Palestinians, this area, everyone would agree, would be part of, Israel. And so I think they'll start by annexing areas like this, and one that really is not contested.
Well, our mutual friend, Ambassador Ron Dermer, says annexing Judea and Samaria will not kill the two-state solution. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't mind if it did. Secondly, I mean, they're not talking about annexing the entire territory. They're talking about annexing the areas where, it's about 35% of it where Jews, Israelis have built towns and cities. So in any two-state solution, we weren't going to retreat from those territories anyhow. So I think he's right. It's not going to cause the end of the quote-unquote two-state solution, which is a fiction anyhow. But we've offered them, under when President Clinton negotiated with our Prime Minister Ehud Barak and Yasser Arafat, we offered them 98% of the territory of Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank. We offered them East Jerusalem as a capital, and they turned it down. Clinton wrote about it in his memoir. That's not coming from us.
Susan Rice, who is one of those, Robert, I guess you have to be a black woman in order to become vice president. Well, full power there. Yeah. I'm going to ask you, this seems to me like a Trojan horse kind of deal, where the vice president, sooner or later, is going to be the president because Biden he has no clarity. I mean, there's something wrong with the guy. A lot of things wrong with the guy. He came out like yesterday and said 120 million Americans died from the COVID-19. All right, I mean, he made it up, but how do you make those kinds of mistakes when you hardly ever come out of your basement? And how are you going to run a country from your basement? That's what I want to know. Now, anyone that they pick is not going to be good for Israel. And Susan Rice has come out against Israeli sovereignty.
Right. And I mean, I'm concerned that he's going to pick Michelle Obama, and then we're going to have the Obamas back in the White House.
Whether he does or not, we will.
Yeah.
We will.
You know what, Dave? Also, I don't know if you watched the New York congressional election that
yes.
Elliot Engel, longtime staunch supporter of Israel, Democrat, just lost to an African American in his district, and he was a very powerful congressman, and the new fellow who was elected is very anti-Israel.
Yeah.
He's part of the AOC committee.
Yep.
Because she supported him. So,
yeah,
I saw the Democrats,
yes.
they're picking off anyone that remains in the Democratic Party that's pro-Israel. They're trying very hard to pick off those seats.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not good for America. It's not good for their allies, too.
No, not at all.
Now, you've got an ex-IDF intel chief. Here's another red flag going up. It says Iran will retaliate for an alleged Israeli attack that killed 7 Iranians in Syria.
Yep.
And so is that a little bit more worrisome, or is this just another red flag?
Look, we've flown over 100 missions into Syria to prevent the Iranians from establishing permanent bases there, and almost on a weekly basis, we've been bombing them and killing Iranian terrorists. So, I don't know why this week was any different than previous weeks, because this has been going on for a long time. And I also think these countries like Iran and groups that hate us like Hamas and Hezbollah, if they could, Dave, they would. The only reason Iran is not attacking us, or these groups are not launching terrorist attacks, is because they can't. Israel has a very, very good intelligence system, a very strong army on the ground, and if they could, they would. But, once in a while something happens. But
hey, Rabbi, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute to you?
They can go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, Rabbi, I took my dog for a walk. He still peed on the carpet. Maybe next time I'll take him outside. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Rabbi, Shabbat Shalom. Are you making challah bread today?
Shalom, guys.
You making the challah bread?
Yes, I'll mail you one.
Oh, great. All right. Can't wait.
Should be stale by the time you get it.
All right. Thank you, Rabbi. Shalom, my friend.
Guys.
Okay.
Shalom. Take care.
All righty. And you know what? We skipped over a Sicilian segment, which I think would be appropriate right now, don't you?
I think we can do that.
I think we can do that. Love the song. Smart people read the fine print. Brilliant people write it. Forget about it. All these congressmen are always telling you, read the footnotes. Those are the little tiny notes on the bottom of the page that tell you the real story. That's where we're getting a lot of the information on the coup of the President of the United States, with FBI notes, FBI footnotes, okay, with Comey and Biden and Obama and all the others that are involved. And that's how we found out this thing is definitely a coup ran by the then President and then Vice President of the United States on January 5th, 2017. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Mr. Dave Weinbaum.
Hey, for Godfather, how are you?
Oh, okay, I guess you cannot say.
What's the matter, Godfather?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Godfather.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm pretty upset about the all all of the statues are getting torn down.
Yeah. Imagine
And
that.
now
They
want
want
to put
Christopher Columbus down.
Exactly. And
It's an
that's the problem.
aphamia.
That's a wrong. Wrong. You can't judge today's standards with the past history.
Grazie.
You got to do it.
It's a history. We've got history, okay? It's good, bad, indifferent.
That's right.
And you don't just walk around knocking down statues. You apply to do it. If you want to move somewhere into a museum, you have people do that through the government. There's a process for that. Okay?
That's right. I'm going to get a statue of a Columbus, and I'm going to stick it in my front yard.
You better do it.
I thought you were going to say you're going to stick it somewhere else. Be
yeah.
careful, Godfather. You're live on the air now.
I know, but, we have ability to do that, too.
Oh, well, yes, Godfather. I don't think you needed to remind America about that. I think we all know that, don't we?
It's a little laughter, kind of like you would laugh about a Chicago typewriter.
Yeah, there you go. That's my forget about it right there.
Typewriter. It's been a violinist.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we're laughing about this instead of me trying to run home like a little sissy. Anyways, hey, Godfather, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being a star on the Dave Weinbaum Show. All right?
God bless.
All right, God bless you too. And I think we'll take a break. Call the show like the Godfather, all right? He ain't going to find you if you don't. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on all new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cabs with GM financing or $5,500 cash allowance. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Few people ever could have imagined that Teddy Roosevelt would be canceled. Roosevelt was the most popular president in American history. He was also a war hero, an historian, a naturalist, a rancher, a chief of police, an author, conservationist, as well as the father of 6. At one point in Roosevelt's extraordinarily busy life, he was also the governor of New York. This morning, the current governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, weighed in on his removal.
People are making a statement about equality, about community, to be against racism, against slavery. I think those are good statements, and it depends, can you overdo it? Of course you can. But in New York, I don't think we've overdone it, and I think it's a healthy expression of people saying, let's get some priorities here, and let's remember the sin and mistake that this nation made, and let's not celebrate it.
What a flunky. And you're going to hear later how stupid this man is. It's Governor Cuomo of New York. I mean, it's just incredible. Here's a guy that got 6,000 seniors killed because he went against CDC recommendations and put COVID-infected people into the homes and killed a bunch of them. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Ron from Rolla, Dave. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Ron?
Oh, I heard you talking about my well-written hit piece.
Oh, is this you?
It's me in the flesh.
Ron Bates? Is that it?
Come on, you're acting like Joe Biden now. It's Ron Bateman.
Bateman. Okay. All right, go ahead.
No,
you're not at the tip of my mind. Go ahead. I'll give you some time.
Oh, I'm going to tip of something else, apparently, and your listeners, too. No, look, man, this is nothing personal. Politics is computers for me. And with regards to your show, yeah, I do have the choice to change the dial, but the misinformation that you feed your
Like
audience,
what? Name some things that are misinformation.
Okay, just right off the top of my head, scanning through your Facebook page, Antifa creating red armies. But yet you seem to have no problem. You have no problem with Eric Prince training.
Well, is it true or isn't it? Or I'm doing it as it was reported. Is it true or not?
But there's no sources. Who's your source?
I don't know. I got it off of somebody, Daily Caller or somebody. It's clear on the page where it's from. It's clear on the page where it's from. Is it true or false?
Well, if the Daily Caller is reporting it, I would put.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, according to the Daily Caller, I think it was them. It was either them or Sarah Carter, who's a pretty good reporter. It's reported by them. Then it's their problem, not mine.
Okay, but you're putting it on your website.
So
as fact.
I'm putting it there because it's reported.
Okay, it's been reported, but then you opine on that.
Well, let me
report it as fact.
Okay,
it's not a fact. I can report. 100
It says the Daily Caller on it, I believe. Whatever it is, I don't have it in front of me.
No, it was the only place that you really even cited was Acorn.
Yeah.
Or the organization formerly known as Acorn.
Yeah. Okay.
But you've talked about how COVID-19 is a hoax. You've talked about any
parts of it are a hoax.
You have to throw a dart.
Well, you're not being specific. Parts of it were a hoax, and still are a hoax. We still don't know what the hell's going on. Did you know that Dr. Fauci kept face masks away from people so that he could make sure that the health workers had them and lied to the American people about it? That's kind of a hoax.
Citation needed there. Where'd you get that information?
I'm pretty sure I heard it.
The source.
I heard it. Okay. I heard him say so. Is that a good enough source?
That you heard it? Yeah, source. Dude, Trump.
Okay.
Dave, that's where the problem is. You don't list any sources, and if you do list a source, it's generally from a far right partisan hack.
Well, that's your opinion, though. That's your opinion that they're right wing partisan hacks. Do you believe the stuff that came out about Biden and Obama in the footnotes from the FBI? Do you believe those? Are those not fact?
I would not doubt it, Dave. And if you remember from our past conversations, you'd remember I'm not an Obama guy. I'm not a Biden guy. I'm not tickled pink with the fact that Joe Biden is the only other solution to removing this clown that's currently occupying my White House.
Okay, stop with that. All right, just see. That's why I don't want you on my show. Okay, just say I don't like this president. You don't have to call him a clown. Okay,
I don't like this president.
I realize that.
Why do you get your feeling? Why do you guys get your feelings so hurt whenever we talk?
I don't know, because it always becomes about that. It always becomes about Laura Loomer and this, that. She's this and she's that. I don't want to talk about the personal stuff. Okay, you got an idea? I'll let you be on the show. If you're going to sit here and blast people, it's not because of their characteristics or whatever you think they are. It's just not going to work. All right, do I have another caller?
Dave. No, probably not.
Well, actually, I do.
This is Bridget.
Hey, Bridget.
Bridget,
welcome to the Dave Weinbaum
Show.
Show.
Hello, Bridget. How are you? Is this Bridget from Maine?
That's Bridget from Maine.
All right. How are you?
Good. That
Okay.
clown you had before.
Yes.
He is a liberal hack. He calls us a Republican hack. He is a total idiot.
Well, whatever he is, he's
not on the air anymore.
He's not on the air right now. But you know, I'll take him on. But I'm not going to sit there and listen to he's a clown
There's no need to
and you're
take an ass like that on.
Well,
he
I know.
Is a total
well, that's why we got rid of him the last time, because he wouldn't shut the hell up about nastiness to other people, just calling them names.
I
All
know,
right?
and you know.
This is a guy. Listen, Bridget.
The Black Lives Matter. He ought to join them because he is one of them. Probably.
Well, what? No, let's not go there.
The way he sounds, very ill-informed, stupid up the yin-yang.
All right, this is your opinion.
He didn't even make sense.
Yeah.
And I bet he goes on the internet and gets the liberal nonsense, whatever they put out. But anyways, that's not what I'm calling. He pissed me off.
All right, well, you know what? I'm not pissed as much as disappointed. You know, I mean, come on. If you want to have a real argument, you don't argue with, well, get that clown out of. Come on. All right.
But I bet you he took the $1,200 he got from the clown, didn't he?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
They are nothing but traitors.
Well,
all they do, hold their hand open, don't want to work in a day in their life, and then about people who do something for them. That President Trump has done more for the black people than any president ever.
That I would agree with,
including stinking Obama.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Well, I don't like Obama either, but I'm not trying to. You know, I believe Obama is an anti-American, anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, and I think I have the evidence to show it. Okay, it's not like I don't have proof here. Listen, I got an interview, Bridget.
I know, but hold on one more second.
Okay.
1 more second. You know, everybody makes a big rave about the Antifa.
Yeah.
Do you hear anything when Jewish people get abused?
Hardly.
And ridiculed? You
Hardly.
Don't hear a doggone word.
You're right.
I love some black people, but there are some black people that are nothing but hypocrites. Anyways,
well, there's hypocrites all over the place. There's Jewish hypocrites. There's black hypocrites. There's white hypocrites. There's female hypocrites. Oh my God! I said it. All right, I gotta go. I've got Cheryl Chumley calling all the way from D.C.
Bye.
You're calling me from Maine. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate the call. Okay, it is Cheryl, right?
Yes, it is.
All right,
You
well,
are
just a
listening
second,
to
Cheryl.
KKID Salem Rolla.
Okay, play your song, please. There you go. Beautiful.
My dues, time after time, I've done my sentence,
But committed no crime.
and bad mistakes.
I've made a few.
I've had my share and kicks in my face.
Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is the Washington Times online editor. She's an author, speaker, Novak Journalism Fellow, sometimes Fox contributor, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome, all the way from Virginia, Cheryl Chumley.
Happy Friday to you.
Well, happy Friday to you too, Cheryl. Always a pleasure to have you here. And let's get right to it. So we're seeing these polls come in, and it seems to me that you called this out from a Saturday Night Live skit that Joe Biden now is a bazillion point lead ahead of Donald Trump. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, you remember that Saturday Night Live skit with John Lovett where he played that Tommy Flanagan?
You know, I sort of do.
Flanagan.
Maybe we ought to get that for the show.
That's the ticket guy.
Oh, yeah, that's the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. I mean, he would throw out these blatant lies and then mid-sentence switch gears and change to another lie, a bigger lie. And then he would end it like you just said. Yeah, that's the ticket. And
okay, so
I don't know.
Are you giving no credence at all to the polls now?
I'm just saying the polls today are snapshots in time. They're just a glimpse at what some voters, selected voters, in some instances, purposely selected voters to skew the numbers. They're just thoughts of what the polled people think right now. They have nothing to do with November. So much can happen between now and November. And just because Biden may surge or fall, or Trump may surge or fall, you really can't read anything into that. And we have become a country, this is what this piece was about, though. We have become a country where politicians depend on polls.
Yeah.
Polls for everything. And if you go back in time, it really started under Bill Clinton. He started that whole popularity polling. There would be a new poll every day about what voters thought about this and about that. And it's time to get away from that. It's time to get more principled leadership, not depending on what the whim of the people are at the time.
Well, you didn't pay attention to the polls in 2016. You went against the polls and said Trump was going to win, as did I. Not as quickly as you, but and I'll always hold that against you, by the way, because you beat me again. But you called it early, and you were exactly correct. So, but here it is. They're not using likely voters. They're using registered voters. Isn't that a big difference?
It is, and they're also using, because I reported on a crazy, ridiculous poll last week, they're using credibility. It's a new phrase. It's credibility something, where the pollster actually has to use computer modeling and then draw conclusions based on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the polls, okay, they're fun. They give people something to talk about. But there are other signs that matter more. And you brought up the 2016 election, and what really drew my interest in that and what really sparked my belief that Trump was going to win were the rallies and just the energy that his campaign had. And in particular, rallies for Donald Trump in places like Massachusetts, where I was born and raised, and I know Massachusetts' liberal mindset. And for them to rally so hard and hard-charging for someone like Trump, that told me that, hey, these polls are really wild skewed. So really, we should be looking more at signs like that. And, to segue into a little bit of commentary on that, it's not looking as great for Trump as it did in 2016. And we could blame the coronavirus, but we'll kind of have to wait and see because the rallies aren't speaking as loudly in his favor this time around.
Hey, Cheryl, could you comment on the James O'Keefe's Project Veritas exposing the bias and hatred on conservatives on Facebook?
Yeah, yet again, everybody knows about Project Veritas and James O'Keefe's endeavors, and he's done a magnificent job exposing the liberal bias against conservatives that all these social media platforms have. And in his latest released batch of videos, he actually had employees of contracted censors for Facebook. They had a third party, another company that just kind of kept abreast of posts. And in the video interviews, these people, these contracted people, censors, came right out and said, yeah, if it has conservative in it, it's gone. It's off.
Yeah.
I remove it from the platform.
It's effing gone a lot of times. It is effing gone.
Yes.
Amazing.
And they really heightened that anti-conservative censorship when their contract was coming to an end. So the last few months, they just went all out in removing conservative thought.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, but, we're starting to see this Antifa group threatening a shooting civil war. And something clicked in my mind last night when I was looking at this, and I remembered something from Project Veritas about this very subject coming out of the Bernie Sanders campaign, one of his campaign leaders in the field, telling people that he was going to, when Bernie got elected, or whether he did or not, he's going to rebel under communism, and they're going to take Trump supporters. They're going to try to re-educate them. Does this sound familiar? And if they don't get re-educated, they're going to the guillotine. And so I put it on my site. Does that resonate at all to today? Do we got Bernie supporters here along with Antifa and Black Lives Matter?
Yes, of course we do. And let's not forget Nancy Pelosi's Summers of Resistance and Maxine Waters telling them to take it to the streets, take it to their homes. This speaks to all the anarchy-minded people in America see this as an opportunity, and it's gathering steam. The knocking down of monuments and defacing of national memorials and statues, that hasn't slowed down. We have President Trump issuing the stern warning that he was going to prosecute these people with up to 10 or 12 years in prison, and it's great, that should happen, but it's not really slowing this anarchy-type thuggish violence that we're seeing in the street. And the reason why is twofold. First, Democrats are secretly and quietly applauding it because it furthers their chaotic designs to bring Joe Biden into the White House because he can't stand as a candidate on his own. And on the second side of that, we have Republicans actually who may be going on national TV and speaking critically about this chaos in the streets, but what are they doing? Really, Republicans could stand up a little bit more and start cracking down in their own communities. I know some are, but it just seems in America this type of violence in the street, it shouldn't be allowed to go on this long.
What I don't understand, Cheryl, is as these statues and things are being torn down, that's destruction of property. Why weren't the police out there arresting them at that point? That's what I don't get. I mean, it's just like they're letting people destroy these monuments and different things like that. There's a right way to take them down, and like Dave said in his monologue, there's a right way to do it. That to me is, I don't understand why aren't the police out there arresting these people for destruction of property?
Well, a lot of it is because of stand-down orders from their local Democrat leaders. A lot of the police chiefs' hands are tied, but at the same time, I don't know. It just seems like you're right. The police still could be going out there and making a presence. And here's another question. How about surveillance cameras around these, statues and monuments so we can quickly capture the people and apprehend the ones who are guilty?
Exactly.
We have surveillance everywhere in this country, but we can't put them on our statues and monuments. It is
Cheryl, they're all out there with their cameras and the phones. They're surveilling themselves. These criminals out there. Okay, it's not like they don't have an adequate knowledge of who's doing this. So I agree with that. So, but in Seattle, all of a sudden, Mayor, it's a peaceful community event. We're just going to have a big party. Caves, dismantling the 6-block area of BLM and Antifa. Why?
Well, I'm sorry, but this Seattle mayor is a moron. I mean, the idea that she would, first off, pretend as if this was going to be sunshine protests in the street, just happiness and kumbaya songs and all that is crazy. Because as soon as you have people take over a street, set up barricades, and patrol the area with armed guards, that is definition violence. It is. No matter how many smiles and how many high fives they give each other peaceably within the boundaries, it's violence. And the fact that she let this go on so long, and then when she decided that it was time for them to go home, instead of allowing the police to go in and take a strong arm approach, which is what is needed in this situation,
exactly.
She decides she wants to have a peace plan going forward and have a discussion with the Antifa types and the anarchists to get them to go home. I mean, I don't know what she's thinking, but she coddles these anarchists.
Well,
and I hope her political days are numbered.
Going back to the attacks on the memorial statues and things like that, now they're even going against Aunt Jemima and team mascots. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, and it's funny because
where does it
the
stop?
Aunt Jemima one, it doesn't. That's the thing. And really, a year ago, when there were discussions in Charlottesville, Virginia, about taking down the Robert E. Lee statue, I was talking then about where does this stop. And as you just pointed out, where indeed does it stop? It doesn't stop until our national identity has been crumbled and toppled. And the anarchists, the Black Lives Matter, the far-left secularists and communists get to implement a new system in America that has nothing to do with freedom and everything to do with collectivism.
Give us an update on Linked. Are you back with these people, or are they still you're still on the outs?
Nope.
Really?
Still on the out. Yep.
Wow.
They're not gonna put me back. Now, I did get an email from them explaining the 3 stories that were deemed false content, because that was the phrase they used.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them were related to my coverage of COVID-19.
Uh-huh.
So what I've done is I've just ratcheted up my presence on Parler.
Okay.
Which, as you know, is the alternative
Yeah.
to Twitter. And,
I tried to get on there the other day, but I couldn't. I guess I wasn't conservative enough. I don't know. Who knows? All right, and now I want an update here because Joe Biden could be the first president that's going to stay at home in his basement as he tries to run the country. Also, he would be a virtual president, I guess, and wouldn't his vice president be likely to become the real president? Isn't he just a Trojan horse?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you almost feel sorry for him listening to him and watching him on the campaign trail, meaning in his basement, because it's really past the point of I don't know, it's a little bit sad to see Joe Biden put out there and propped up, and he would be, if he were elected president of the United States, he would be just kind of a puppet for the far-left forces that would love to bring in someone like Joe Biden because he could be so easily controlled and swayed.
Cheryl, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
At Parler right now.
Parler, yeah.
at at CherylChumley.com or, of course, at Washington.
How about Twitter? You're on Twitter still, aren't you?
I'm still on Twitter. I'm
Okay.
still on Facebook. Yep.
All right.
What's your parlor name? I'm trying to find you.
Just at CK Chumley.
CK Chumley.
CK Chumley. All right. Hey, do you know, Cheryl, do you know why nurses make the best insult comics?
Why is that?
Well, they know the best place to stick the needles. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley calling all the way from Virginia. Very sorry about Linked, all right? I am. And I hope you have a great weekend, Cheryl.
Well, you too. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being the media goddess on the Dave Weinbaum Show. All right. Good weekend to you, girl.
Bye.
Thanks. All right. And we have another caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. It's Adolf.
Hi, Adolf. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, as well as to be expected anyway.
Well,
so. You know how it is.
You keep talking, it's going to be horrible pretty soon. just leave it at, well, okay, all right?
Yeah,
Golly.
we're getting there.
Damn, you're
the old
talking to
bones
yourself.
ain't working so good anymore, you know?
Yeah, no, I know all about that.
Ain't that the truth?
What's up today, Adolf?
Regarding everybody's comments about the police and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and the big issue now is, as far as the police, and wow, we need a new police force and a social police force. Yeah, this has been gone through before. Quite a few years ago, they went through this kind of a cycle about, police were mean and shooting at everybody, and we need to have special this and special training that.
Right.
And I spent 5 years as an MP and then 5 years as a DOD cop.
Did you really?
And, yes. And I left the DOD cop for a higher-paying job, and just about the time that the Jamaicans, I was in New Jersey, about the time that the Jamaicans started dealing drugs heavily in New Jersey, and I was glad to get out of there. 'Cause that was terrible.
No
but
kidding.
The problem is people don't understand you're out there and you're dealing with bad people constantly.
Sure.
In these big cities. I mean, you get to a point where you can feel what people are doing. And what's happened is now that they found out all they have to do is antagonize a police officer, and all of a sudden you have a big incident. And that's what they want.
Antagonize them?
They're
throwing
and antagonize
blocks
the
of
police.
cement at them, at bricks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They're slamming them in the face.
Yep.
They have a picture of guys just standing there taking a beating from a guy who's slamming his mask into his face. And he didn't attack back.
That is
I
the
don't
object
understand.
of the whole game.
Well, I guess so, but we're losing our police. We're losing them.
That's the point.
I know it's the point, but people are out there saying they're not thinking this through. Some of these liberals, so they're at home, and some guy comes in, and they don't know if he's armed or not, and they're experiencing a whatever, and they're going to send unarmed cops out there. First of all, how crazy would a cop have to be not to be armed in a situation where he doesn't know whether there are arms involved? And even if he doesn't know, let's say it's a domestic violence kind of thing, all right? How do they know it doesn't come to arms?
You look at the other side. Here you are. You're a black person. You're not that well liked as far as the police are concerned, and yet you want to fight somebody that's standing there with a gun, a taser, a baton to beat you over the head with, tear gas to make you cry for the next 6 months, and you want to fight him. How stupid is that?
Well, I know, and it's not just black people that do that. It's white people, too.
Yeah,
white people are
white
nuts,
people,
too.
Well, they do it when they get a traffic ticket. They want to sit there and argue with the guy.
Well, I know. That's why it's a dangerous job. You got to make split decisions. Your life is always on the line, especially these days. And most cops aren't going into those situations anymore. So what do we have? We have what some of these people want, and that is anarchy, where they police themselves. How'd that work out in Seattle? You had murders, you had rapes.
It's not going to work out in the long run.
I don't think so. All right, my friend. How's Joanne?
Joanne's doing good. We ain't got the bug, thank goodness.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that. Great.
That's another story. I'm really sick and tired of the statistics we get.
Well?
I mean, have they, except for Arkansas, I guess Arkansas is reporting them on a regular basis now. Nobody ever reports who's recovered. They just keep adding the numbers of who got sick from it and whatnot, and on and on and on and on and on.
Well,
because they want to now because they opened it up.
We got
so now
30,
the numbers are just skyrocketing.
30 million plus tests. I think the next biggest country has about 5 million. So obviously, when you test more, you're going to have more people who have had it, but and who are sick with it. Some, but they're younger and younger people. They're not the older people, so the death rate is going down significantly.
Well,
So-
the rate is going down.
So
There's
we'll
no people
see.
dying, but the rate is going down.
It's still a problem. Hey, my friend, I got to get
Well,
going.
what can I say?
Hi to
They want the
Joanne.
numbers.
Okay, Adolph. Have a great weekend.
Same to you.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, good friend Adolph and Joanne. And hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Martin from Egger Springs.
Hi, Martin. Do we have Weinbaum music? I think we do. Hit it, please, when you get a chance. I know. You weren't ready for it. No, I didn't. I don't blame you.
From Weinbaum Records, it's Dave's Hits of 2017. Listen to the unique singing style of your favorite radio host, Dave Weinbaum, as he belts out songs like
But Snowflake, you know you can't take it. You got that hateful feeling.
Martin, let's go. Whoa, that hateful feeling.
How about
Lisa?
this?
As you
wish me hell to everyone you could tell
that you'd been spying,
Martin,
over me,
spying over me. Come on, Doolittle. Spread your views to the mainstream news.
Timeless memories like
You know me. I'm in the federal witness plan.
Is this what you
don't
were
know
expecting,
me.
Martin?
I'm from
Used to
Afghanistan.
the punishment.
Dave's Hits of
I
2017.
just something terribly
All right, here's my favorite part.
And if you act fast, you can get Dave's favorite insults
There you go.
absolutely free with your order.
Okay, remember these.
Kiss my tuchus. Putz, I hear you tried to donate your brain to science, but they were only taking used ones. I don't take the broom out of your hands when you're trying to do your job. I hear you're 1 foot short of a yard sale. There was a lot of testosterone in my marriage. Too bad none of it was mine. I married a trophy wife, but I couldn't afford to mount her. I had 2 feet of snow on my car, so my wife offered me her broom. I said, thanks, but you're going to have to teach me how to fly it first. Got any complaints? Go to hell and wait.
The perfect way to close out the year. Dave's Hits of 2017.
That's all, folks.
Aha! Aha! What do you know from funny, you...
Thank God, Steve left Eddie Murphy on.
I did leave him.
That was Eddie Murphy.
I left to go to the bathroom and came back during that whole thing.
There you go.
You know.
There you go. Hey, Martin, was that good enough? Are you okay?
Oh, well, I just got my nitro pill under my tongue.
God, no. No. You're not going to call the show if I keep doing this, are you?
I might be in the hospital dying of a heart attack and being listed as a COVID by.
Oh my God! I don't want to kill. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to kill you. All right. Yeah, you'll get you. It doesn't matter what you die from. You're going to be COVID. You know that.
First of all, love to hear your lovely wife. She brings a sweetness to the show.
She does.
I also wanted to say, been waiting 4 weeks to tell you this. Remember when Joe Biden turned when they were running for the 2012 campaigns? They're going to put you back in chains.
Oh, yeah.
Who's putting who in chains?
Well, we know that. We know that.
And the blue states, they're the ones chaining people up.
It's not just that. They're okay with them destroying black neighborhoods, just like Obama was. They had the mayor of Baltimore and the ex-mayor of Baltimore on, who said we need to have them have time and space to express themselves, which meant go ahead and destroy the city. and the cops running away, getting stuff thrown at them. It's got to stop.
Well, and there's one important thing I have to tell you, and that is, besides that, and that is, Black lives matter. Nobody else matters. People get fired if they say all life matters. Number 2 is Antifa.
Yeah.
These are the 2 arms of the militia that Barack Obama has set up. And he long ago started working to do away with the police force and have his own militia take over this country. And if you don't think that can happen, think about in the 1920s how Mussolini took over Italy.
Guess
with
what?
His black
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That was in the original, some of the original data from the Obamacare papers. Okay, I saw it. A militia to be run by the president. Who was the president at the time? Barack Obama. Okay, that disappeared, though. I kept looking for it after that. Somehow, somebody said, we got to get that out of there. You know, when you got a 230-page report or whatever that, you can hide stuff. You can just say, make it disappear. And I think that's what happened. But if somebody has some old copies of that, please do a little research, Chester, out there, and see if you can find that, because I found it. I talked about it. I tweeted it. I Facebooked it. And it had Barack Obama taking over this country militarily all over it.
Yes.
Okay.
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
The brown shirts. The brown shirts were the version of the black shirts that Germany had. And they did exactly what these groups are doing, terrorizing people, making them afraid to get forward and do what they need to do. And the bottom line on this is I brought this up way back, and I turned to you and I said, if you don't stop this, and I mean really stop it, you're going to have Venezuela. How does it feel to have Venezuela in the United States?
Sure.
Because that's what we got.
You got it.
Venezuela.
All right, listen, my friend, I got to take a break. Okay?
Sure.
So you have a great weekend. And deep breaths now. Deep breaths. Let's see a little oxygen in the brain, in the heart, and all that stuff. Okay, I want you to live, okay?
There you go.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that. And I think we will take a break. I know we got Laura Loomer coming up next. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Your loved one may have lived an amazing life, inspiring family, friends, and everyone he or she met. And now you're wondering, how do we celebrate this amazing life? This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Whether funeral wishes have already been planned in advance or the arrangements are left up to the family, the professional staff at Null & Son will guide you through this difficult time. When you have questions, call or stop by Null & Son Funeral Home.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each day, Tuesday through Saturday. If you're looking for something to do, stop in. They're open till 1:30 a.m. each night. Also, they have a menu of appetizers to choose from, like jalapeno poppers, steak bites with bacon, and more. Escape to Sydney's with over 100 whiskeys to choose from, or signature drinks, and over a dozen beers on tap. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla, where friends meet.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit A1TechofRolla.com.
Shop, click, and drive. Getting a new Chevy is easy at Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on all new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cabs with GM financing or $5,500 cash allowance. Fairground Auto Plaza is making your new vehicle purchase easier than ever. Just shop, click, and drive. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or in person at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
That's the law from 1799 that has never been used. Keep in mind, all of this after they exonerate a 33-year veteran and war hero. Obama clearly approving, saying that, oh, these are unusual times. Then Obama in the Oval Office saying that his team should, quote, have the right people on it. Remember Strzok said the White House wanted to be informed every step of the way? Let me translate what Obama's saying for you. Obama wanted anti-Trump zealots who were ready and willing to take down General Flynn. By the way, should I be telling the Trump transition team or not telling them things? Now we know why the 7th floor, the FBI, the day before, along with Peter Strzok, decided to reopen a closed case against General Flynn after it was dead in the water 24 hours earlier.
You know, that's pretty good stuff, and I've got somebody on here right now who we're going to play her song because she's going to be able to comment upon it. She's the new kid in town, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce you. She's a former investigative reporter, conservative reporter, the most banned person in history, a candidate for Congress in Florida's 21st District. Please welcome the bravest person I know, Laura the Luminator, Loomer.
We're having technical problems.
Oh, are we? Okay. Can I talk? Okay, hi there. Oh, yeah. Well, there
you go. The battery on my mouse went dead. It's like,
the
okay.
battery on your mouse went dead.
Yeah. So we're there, though.
So the mouse fell off the treadmill. Is that correct? There you go. So, Laura, what's your thoughts on what Hannah did? Did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's really great that the appeals court dismissed the case against General Flynn, an innocent man who, has had his life turned upside down, along with people like Roger Stone, another innocent man who is going to have to report to jail in the next, 3 days if he's not pardoned. And so both of them deserve full pardons, and they both deserve to, live their lives really fully exonerated, because this is clearly a coup against the current administration.
And we got the proof. I mean, these are not made up things. This is from the FBI notes taken at the meeting on January the 5th, 2017. And you got Biden recommending the Logan Act. Never used. Made in 1799. And he's suggesting this.
Biden doesn't even know where he is on any given day.
Well, maybe he did back then, but he certainly doesn't right now. Hey, Kevin McCarthy on Twitter jacks censoring of President Trump. He puts down the hashtag Stop the Bias. Now, where did he get that from?
Well, that's definitely my hashtag. I own the copyright on that. So, Stop the Bias is the movement I created.
You own the copyright, and you sell hats that say that, right?
Well, I own it. Yeah, so it's trademarked, and it's my property.
There you go. Did he pay you yet?
No, but as far as the movement goes, the Stop the Bias movement, I'm the founder of the Stop the Bias movement.
How about that? So AOC wins the primary. Looks like she'll be elected again in November. And you said you're looking forward to winning your congressional race, where you'd be the youngest person to ever be in Congress. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So, and you're looking forward to coming up against her. What would that look like?
I'll be the youngest woman elected to Congress, because there was a guy, I believe, out of North Carolina who just won his primary, and he's 24 years old, and he'll be 25 when he gets elected.
Okay.
And it's a safe red district, so I believe he'll be in Congress as well. So he'll be the youngest, and I'll be the youngest woman.
All right. So you'll be the youngest woman. So how would you like coming up against Ilhan Omar and AOC?
Well, look, we need people who are going to have the courage to go up against the radical left in Congress, because they're poisoning our country. They're trying to mainstream radical values, and that's just not what America is.
Tell us about Parler and how to get on, because I couldn't do it. I'm going to have to ask my lovely bride to do that. Are you on yet?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm following Laura now, and Cheryl Chumley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, apparently
it was easy.
I am a little bit slow when it comes to social media, so I'll have to have her help me. Anyways, so I'll see you on Parler too. I guess I won't see you on Twitter or Facebook because you're banned. What jerks they are. Anyways, tell us more. I want to know about these polls that have Biden way up. Are you a little concerned or not?
Well, no, I'm not really concerned. These are the same polls that were conducted by the mainstream media on Election Day in 2016 that were telling us that Hillary Clinton was going to win in a landslide by 95%. So I don't really trust the mainstream media polls. They've never been accurate.
This is Fox, too.
They're
so is
clearly
Fox the
biased
same?
against President Trump, and they've shown it. It'd be one thing if the media was fair to President Trump, but they're not.
Yeah. All right. When they have the Republican convention, and they're going to have it in Florida, Jacksonville, do you think you're going to be up there with Trump as a featured congressional?
I don't know, but I've already booked my lodging for the convention, so I'll be there.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I should call him and tell him that you're going to be there, and he ought to give you a couple of minutes to give a speech, don't you think?
Well, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of different people. There are a lot of different candidates, but it would.
Yeah, but you're famous. You're infamous.
It would be an honor.
Yeah, you're famous and you're infamous. How's that? So, okay, Tay, tell us a story about you and the National Pulse. And where can people find the National Pulse?
There was an article in the National Polls that just came out that talked about how I'm up in the polls, and it's pretty extraordinary given that I'm the most banned woman in the world, and I'm censored on every single social media site. Yet, here I am running for Congress and winning.
So you're still in pretty good shape there?
Yeah, it's going great.
No social media. That's incredible. That's just incredible.
Well, I'm on Parler, where I just reached 400,000 followers. So
400,000 followers on Parler? Wow,
yeah.
I gotta get on that thing. Dang. Anyways, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute to you?
You can go to LauraLoomerForCongress.com, LauraLoomerForCongress.com, and that's where you can sign up and make a donation today.
You hear about the chubby Siamese twins?
No?
Yeah, they were separated at birth. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura the Illuminator Loomer. I could get a little support, Lisa Strausser. You could pretend it's funny. Give me a break.
I'm sorry, I've heard that one too many times now.
Oh, was it that? No, it's the first time I ever told it. I never lie.
I don't think so.
Hey, Laura, you have a great weekend. Shabbat shalom, and keep the faith up, okay? We believe in you here.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. You too. Bye-bye. Okay. She was a little bit to the point.
Yeah.
Which I like, by the way, I like that because, we had a discussion about me cutting off callers and stuff like that, but it's an art.
It's an art.
And you'd have to admit that.
Right.
And you don't always handle it the best. I mean, it's not – sometimes people want to talk. It's like Bridget.
Right. Yeah.
We have an interview.
Right.
Well, I don't care. I want to talk.
One more thing, Dave.
What do you do?
Everybody's got one more
What
thing.
do you do?
know?
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
here's one more thing. Let's look into what Clement Cletus think about the New Deal. That's one.
I'm in downtown Rolla, Missouri, with a few natives. Clement Cletus. Do you guys listen to the news?
Well, I don't really listen to the news much. I do catch a little NASCAR every once in a while.
Yeah, I catch that 5:30 news. It's that national news.
Hey, Bernie Sanders is about to run against Donald Trump for president. He backs the new Green Deal. Are you guys in favor of this?
Well, I like green. I mean, anything green is good, right? I mean, green is just good.
I got a green truck.
Well, yeah, you like that green truck too, don't you?
Uh-huh, I do, because it goes fast.
Well, let me tell you about what the new Green Deal under Bernie Sanders is. No cattle, no hogs, no fowl, no fish. No steaks, no ham, no catfish. Every building will be torn down to be rebuilt. But to pay for this, all you'd have to do is give the government all your property and all your cash. Are you okay with this?
Hell no!
No.
Uh-oh. There they go. I don't know where they're going. Well, hell, they don't know where they're going. They're just going.
It goes on.
What happened?
For a while.
I don't understand why they're that upset they didn't know about well, they don't watch the news. They don't listen to the Dave Weinbaum Show. That's the problem. Otherwise, they would have known.
Once every, 6 months, they come out of the woods.
Oh, well, there you go. You know, and I'm glad they didn't hurt each other because they were going around in circles, as you can hear. You can still hear them, right? I don't have a mic that's powerful. Anyways, hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chester from north of Doolittle.
Well, hello, Chester. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Good. What's up?
No, I did not go searching for your thing about Obama and his militia. I remember that.
What's the purpose of this call?
To tell you other information.
Okay.
More important. Because it doesn't matter what he wrote, because that part fell away anyway. It doesn't matter. It's that it explained what his intent was, but
exactly
don't worry about
my
it.
point.
Right, but here's the problem. Here's what's happening. First of all, as far as Joe Biden is concerned, as far as being a good or a bad candidate, doesn't matter. The Dems need to win the election. Remember Mel Carnahan?
Yes.
Dead governor. He won the election in the state of Missouri. Okay? Because immediately once he wins the election,
yeah,
a replacement by the party is immediately appointed. So the doesn't matter whether Biden is clever, brilliant, or just stone cold idiotic. It doesn't matter. As long as he wins, because he's got the name recognition, his vice president will effectively be the president. And then when they get rid of him, they will then appoint another vice president to replace the first vice president. So that's
I called that this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So that part is easy. Now, here's what's happening with the election results. Assuming even that fails and Trump wins, it doesn't matter, because everyone will scream voter fraud. The election was stolen. There's just going to be 2000 all over again. It's just, nothing.
Oh yeah, they're never going to stop.
Right, but it's already worse. See, they're already setting up for that.
Yeah.
Because you have all of your Democrat cities and states right now are falling apart.
Yeah.
And the reason they're falling apart, this goes right back to Obama when with Ferguson. Remember what happened with Ferguson? Just set it back, let it all burn. Don't worry about it.
Ferguson,
we don't want
Baltimore.
martial law. We don't want, exactly. That was the one that started it, and then everybody else fell in line. All the mayors just let them have their space, and it doesn't matter, because no matter what happens, the media is blaming Donald Trump for not stopping it. Now, this goes back to the question you guys had your discussion there with Stan. How come the president can't move in with troops? Okay, you cannot move in with troops into a city, or a state for that matter, unless you actually have a declaration of an insurrection of some sort, and the state and the city has completely lost total control and asks for assistance, in which case you then have a declaration of martial law. However, if you send in troops, or if you simply, state that you're declaring martial law without approval, well, guess what? We're right back into impeachment because now you are the president
you're
is
a dictator.
usurping the authority.
Right, you're a dictator.
Because what's happened here throughout this whole thing
Yeah.
is you have the Democrat Party is totally, every one of these people who vote Democrat all their lives, I'm not talking about these guys. I'm talking about the party leadership. Is totally, it is the Bolshevik party of the of what led to the Soviet Union. They will do. They've tried everything else. Remember now, they've tried everything else, and everything has failed. So now they are going all in. They will burn the cities down. They don't care. They want to win because once they win, they will then impose martial law. Because that's always been the push of the Democrats has been, we need to federalize everything. We now want to federalize the police. We need national standards. Because
why didn't Obama do it? He had 8 years.
He tried.
He had 8 years to do it.
He couldn't because he tried. What happened to Obama right after the first midterm? He got creamed because he overstepped.
And
but
don't you think now that they're risking getting creamed? I mean, I know the polls are against
doesn't matter.
Trump right now.
Doesn't matter what's going to happen.
Did you just whistle?
Yes.
Why?
To get your attention.
You just whistled to shut me up? Is that what you did?
There you go again.
What do you do? Where's the rule book on that, Steve?
Pay
what do you do when somebody whistles at you to shut you up? I don't think I was being intrusive.
Pay attention. What's happening is it doesn't matter what's going to really happen in the election. They are going to commit holy, bloody chaos from the start. They're going to scream. First of all of the elections already in many states are being ruined by new rules on things like all this stuff about mail-in voting and all that stuff. In California, you can vote however many weeks ahead of the election. You can vote up to 4. They'll be counting election ballots.
Well, they're going to go all out in this election. There's no doubt about it. They got too comfortable with Hillary. They thought she was. They believe their own BS polls is what they did, and they got caught.
Well, but again, it's worse than that. Look at the guy who's headed the DNC.
Yeah, Perez.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah,
he's not. He's a Bolshevik. These guys will.
Nancy isn't nuts. Nancy is not nuts.
Oh no, she is.
Bernie is not nuts. They're all nuts.
They're all going, but they're all out there willing to destroy everything. Now they're going to burn everything down because remember, ultimately,
right.
Once they take control, they will take permanent control.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind
about
it.
That's the point of all of this,
yeah.
and people have to wake up and recognize. Now, you get your caller like Ron Bateman there. You're called in early. I read his column in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Just vile insults from the very. You're the vile radio journalist. Yeah. They're just insults. He has no single facts, and when you discuss anything, he'll immediately toss back like, "You're saying that Antifa is blah blah," or "You're saying that."
No, well, you have no backup for it, and I think I do.
Yes.
You know he called earlier, don't you?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But the problem with all these people is first of all, they have no interest in discussing anything. They are simply going to try to distract you and insult you and insult everybody in the process. And that's
I know.
All
and I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run that on my show.
Exactly.
And I had him on a couple times, and when he got too intrusive on that, he went on my website. I mean not the website, but the show page on Facebook, and he had phony names, I believe, and there was a lot of name calling and a lot of swearing and stuff like that. So I blocked him.
That's all this
and then I found him on Twitter, where he was absolutely libeling me in one of my restaurants. So I called it on him, and I blocked him. So, this is not a good guy to be on this show.
No, but he is a typical Democrat voter.
Well, I don't know.
And he may not even know that, but this is the kind of people that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You have look at everything that is convoluted together come together here to bring down Trump. You have Black Lives Matter, which is an organization that is essentially leading protests, supposedly for a good cause. But explain to me why here in Rolla we have to have a protest march because a cop illegally, murdered somebody, to be tried yet. But apparently, the cops did something terrible in Minneapolis.
Right.
They killed a guy. Okay, I got that.
Yeah.
That guy should be prosecuted. We don't need a federal crime. It's called murder. It's tried locally. So we got all this nonsense being churned up by Black Lives Matter, and in the name of that. Now, second of all, you got all these protesters, these social justice warriors, these college students and everybody who are just walking along with it, marching in these protests, blocking traffic, blocking commerce, and, oh, by the way, providing interference so that when rioting starts to begin, like looting, they're in the way. So, they're the ones screaming, no, we're just protesting. On top of that, you have, within the various communities where these riots have been occurring, you have the locals who then go and burn and loot all the stores.
Yes.
The Walmarts, the Targets, all those.
All right, my friend,
mom
listen.
and pop shops. Right. So this is all of these things are coming together. And everybody says, well, no, you're a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a question of the conspiracy. It's like these are all separate groups, but they're all feeding on each other.
Right.
And
well,
they're not.
They're not as separate as you think. I think
they're all working together.
They're all controlled by the DNC, in my opinion.
Exactly, because the DNC at the national level, with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, are doing everything they can to support it. And look what just happened today. We have the House has voted on that new police bill because, and by the way, they did manage to get 3 stupid Republicans who voted for it. Thereby, they can claim that it's all bipartisan.
Right.
Even though only 3 voted for it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, though, Schumer has already killed any possibility of any kind of a compromise being done at the Senate, which means that all of the action of the House will now come to naught because they can't. There's nothing to reconcile between the two.
I agree.
So it's already a dead halt.
Gotta go, my friend. I gotta take a break.
Bye.
Steve is looking at me with those eyes, man. He's just burning holes right through me.
Okay. 92.9 FM, Rolla, Salem.
Well,
there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a suck up. You're a suck up. Hi to Martha. All right, thanks. Okay, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Haven't had a Big Mac, who saw millions of people enjoying something and said, no thanks. We're not giving up on you, because today is a new day. A day for a burger that has a bun in the middle because it can. A day for a sauce so special they put it on there twice. A day for McDonald's most McDonald's burger. So go, because today's your day for a Big Mac.
Now available in 3 sizes, including the new Little Mac and Double Big Mac burgers at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Reality check number 36. Shouldn't your personal banker know you, well, personally? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. The first thing we do is get to know you. Are you a planner or a last-second guy? Have a house full of crazy kids or an empty nest? We aren't just your banker. We're your neighbor who helps with money. We might even spring for a cup next time we see you in the coffee shop. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's famous recipe chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Andrew Cuomo lives in the governor's mansion in Albany. Teddy Roosevelt once lived there, too. So did Governors Grover Cleveland and Franklin Roosevelt. By current standards, both Cleveland and FDR were racists. Cleveland extended the Chinese Exclusion Act. FDR, of course, interned Japanese Americans by the tens of thousands during World War II. Therefore, like the statues now lying smashed on the ground in parks across the country, the governor's mansion in Albany, New York, is suffused with the spirit of white supremacy. Its very existence as an object is an act of violence against marginalized people. It cannot stand. Should the mob burn it down? Would torching the racist governor's mansion amount to a, quote, healthy expression of people saying, let's get some priorities here? What do you think? Are you crazy? Of course not. Andrew Cuomo lives in the governor's mansion. You get within 20 feet of that building and he'll have one of his goons shoot you to death.
So let's destroy this great statue of Teddy Roosevelt, who was a very popular American president and actually had the first black person dine with him in the White House in, I guess it was around 1900, 1898, around there, who was a head of the police force in New York State, in New York City. He was a governor there. And then eventually the president, who lived in the same house where Andrew Cuomo is right now. So his point is, if you're going to take down his statue, he lived in that house. Shouldn't you also take down the governor's house? Where does it end, ladies and gentlemen? This has got to stop. This has got to stop. If you want to do it, you ought to apply, and it ought to get voted on and whatever. Okay, I believe I know who this is because he'll be early. There's no doubt about it.
No, this is JJ on the line right now.
Oh, gosh.
Or not JJ, JL.
JL. Hi, JL. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I got up this morning. It's a good day.
Good. Hey, listen, can you call back in about 10 minutes? I'm sorry. I talked over you, and it was my fault entirely because I did have a couple of minutes for you. Can you do that?
All right, Dave. Catch you later.
10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, okay? Thanks, buddy. Okay. Hello. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Who is this?
Hey, Dave. It's Elad.
Elad who?
A lot of stuff to tell you.
Wait a minute.
A lot of stuff to tell you.
Wait a minute. I think there's some confusion. I had Mr. Ed.
Oh, you did?
I had Mr. Ed coming on, and, oh, yeah, that's right. I found out he died about 30 years ago. You know, the talking horse.
I know.
Yeah, he died of a Charlie horse, by the way. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this person is a powerful South Florida lawyer. He's an expert on the law and politics, and last-minute replacement for Mr. Ed, the Talking Stallion. Please welcome the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show all the way from Boca, Elad Hakim.
Why is we're just, all right.
All right, there you go. Okay. We had a little poor connection to us in the studio audience there, so don't worry about it. It's no problem. It's not that they don't like you.
That's okay.
They just didn't hear, and then they heard it was you and not your lovely bride, and so you didn't get quite the applause.
Me and not Amy.
Yes, no, I don't want that to happen to Amy. Never. Hey, Flynn is exonerated by D.C. Appellate Court, and they're upholding the DOJ's order to Judge Sullivan to drop the charges. Now, they can appeal. What is this judge going to do?
What he should do is just let it go and sign the order. But it's everyone's guess what he's going to do. He does have the right to appeal it. It would be kind of surprising just from if he does appeal. I mean, the law is pretty clear that it's against him. So the only reason really to appeal would be to delay this.
Yeah.
And, which I wouldn't necessarily put past him. But he should just sign it and dismiss it. I think he's gone ahead and canceled the hearings that were scheduled. So he should just sign it. He should sign the dismissal and let this thing move on and
this kind of behavior makes me suspicious of the judge, because he had to know some of this information. It seems to me that was expulcatory. Is that what it is? Exculpatory.
Exculpatory. Yeah.
And I believe that he didn't use it. Thank you. Lisa was about ready to jump on my tuchus there.
I was just helping.
Yes, I know. I'm
coaching you from the sidelines.
You moved. It was very, very good.
Oh, I've been asleep most of the day.
Thanks for that. Oh, that's wrong. I got enough problem with the guy in the dang newspaper, and you're sleeping through the show. I didn't notice that.
You keep waking me up at 4
a.m.
a.m. Sorry, Elad.
Oh my God.
No, that's okay.
Just
Dave, I
don't
think
mind.
you're right. I don't know what the judge knew.
Yeah.
But it does reek. It reeks from that it's gotten this far. It's reeked that he didn't dismiss it initially. It's reeked that he's apparently delaying this. He should just sign the order.
Well, this guy has called this. He has called this guy. If he had knowledge of what happened with the Obama situation, he does now. If he didn't before. With Obama and Biden and the footnotes from Comey saying they didn't have a case against Flynn, the call was perfect. The call was fine. No problem with the calls. And that's what the basis of the whole thing was, that somehow he was siding with Russia. And
absolutely. But keep in mind, the judge's position here was that there was an initial plea.
Yeah.
Okay. His position is there's initial plea of guilt. And everything after that, that's fine, but there was the initial plea, and because of that, he wanted to pursue perjury and all that. But
whatever.
At the end of the day, we all know what happened. The decision to drop the charges would belong to the department. Once they decided to do that, the judge should have gone forward with it.
Yeah, remember when Eric Holder was charged with contempt of Congress for lying to Congress? Gee, what happened to that case?
Nothing.
Why?
Because it's Eric Holder.
Eric Holder, and who was the president?
Was it Obama was at the time?
Thank you.
So, listen,
you would be a pretty easy cross-examination, I think. Anyways, the Flynn exoneration, after the release of the struck notes, tells an amazing story of who actually led the coup and who pointed out the ancient, unused 1799 Logan Act to blame who? Flynn on. And who was that?
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can you believe that Biden, it's funny that it came out now, and it's obviously that's why Biden came back and sort of corrected himself. If you remember, he was interviewed and he said, I didn't have any part in it. And then he came back kind of and said, okay, I had some, I was aware of it.
Yeah, we played it on the show.
I don't know if he was aware of Strzok's notes, probably not. But he obviously was aware of what happened. And the fact that he's the one that brought up the Logan Act is amazing. I mean, it's amazing when you sit back and think about it. I don't think anyone is shocked to learn that.
Is there a crime involved in this for Biden and or Obama? Seriously,
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if there's a crime short of maybe if he lied, but I don't know. Biden hasn't really lied under oath. So, and whether or not investigating somebody improperly is a crime, I don't know if there's a crime. Andy McCarthy was talking about it too, how, and I think that's why Barr made that statement when he did, why sometimes even the most disgusting of conduct and the conduct that's unbecoming of the office of president or vice president isn't necessarily criminal in nature. So I don't know the answer to that for sure. But it's definitely not vice presidential or presidential. And clearly, I think it's safer to say that if Biden knew about it, then Obama knew about it. Before we had the question mark of whether there was a nexus, whether there was a connection between Susan Rice and Comey and some of these other people that might have known about it. But considering that these notes were taken during the course of a meeting with higher-level people, apparently, it tends to show a pretty strong connection.
There's evidence. There's evidence not just that Obama knew about it. There's evidence that he was leading this. He was telling Comey, well, you better get good people in there. Well, that's a supervisory. That's what a boss tells an underling.
Correct. And that's
okay.
But before we had these leaked notes, we didn't quite know. We were speculating, and Strzok is not exactly doesn't come across as the most credible of people. But the fact that he kind of took notes contemporaneously with the meeting, I don't know when the notes were actually taken. It's pretty strong evidence to say, hey, these people were there, and these people were all involved. So definitely something to use, and I'm sure you're going to hear from Trump about this as the months go, as in the coming months.
Well, and they're going to have to defend themselves.
He's got to come up with a message. Trump has got to
well, he's got to get his butt out there. He's got to get this city thing under control, and he's got to exert himself on that. I don't know what he can do exactly, but I'm sure there's something he can do. Last caller.
My concern is that his message, he's got to hammer home his messages. He's got to come up with a strong theme. I like Law and Order.
Yeah.
I think that's a strong theme.
Who doesn't want law and order, especially in the black communities, for goodness sake? They don't want to be policeless.
No, absolutely. But right now, Trump has got to be, like you said, I agree with you, he's got to be stronger on the messages that he can't get bogged down with the media. He can't get bogged down. He's got to go out and say, this is my message. This is what I'm going to accomplish in the next 4 years. And this is how I'm different from Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And he's got to hammer that home, because right now the country is just in disarray, and all the people are hearing is coronavirus, Black Lives Matter, take down Confederate stuff, take down all negative things relating to the president, and he's got to get back in control of this. Keep in mind, Joe Biden has done nothing. The fact that these polls are showing Biden ahead with him doing nothing. It's concerning a little bit. It's concerning, and not to say that they're accurate, but it's concerning. And the president has to turn this around and take control.
It seems almost intentional, and I would agree. He's got plenty of time, but he's got to do something. So anyway, Seattle citizens are suing the governor and the mayor for damages in their lives and property, being unable to protect them. Actually telling the police to stay out of there. Isn't this tax fraud by the city and state?
is it tax fraud to
These are tax-paying citizens and business people who are paying their taxes, which are supposed to go, some of which are supposed to go to the police and to to the people that are have people come out and save you from attack and save you from accidents and things like that. And so isn't that a legitimate beef that you've paid all these taxes and the police refuse to come out and the city is preventing them from coming out? I would think that would be they would be culpable.
That is actually an interesting question. I think it depends on how. I think you'd have to look at the state or city law to see exactly how the police can be utilized, and so I can't answer that.
Judge Napolitano came out and said it's not going to happen because there's precedent in a Supreme Court case that gives this a lot of leeway and considers it a political thing and not a legal thing. But I'm not sure that the precedent is such that this case might have a few peculiar things happening that weren't necessarily in the Supreme Court case.
Wait, so he said that what the Supreme Court?
Yeah, they're going to consider they're going to let it go okay to the city and the state because it's a political thing. You ought to vote out those people then, that kind of thing. But it's causing possible deaths. People getting treated from gunshot wounds and things like that. They
not
prevent
possible death. I mean, it's caused death.
Yes, exactly my point. Right.
So, yeah, that's an interesting question. I'll have to look that up and get back to you on it.
I think what you do is you call you call some of these people in Seattle, and you take on the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to look at that. That is a very interesting case.
Yes.
A very interesting question you posed.
All right, we'll come back.
Let me get back to you on that one.
All right, thank you very much. Now, where can people find and hire you, other than DaveWeinbaum.net?
Other than Dave Weinbaum, they can find me at Thoughtfully Conservative on Facebook and at Thoughtful GOP on Twitter. And then obviously just look me up for any legal or law-related questions or issues.
Elad, I know you play soccer, but I used to be a bowler, but I had no time to spare. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, quit shaking your head. Now, what is it with you?
Okay, that one was better.
Okay, well, you could laugh. Fake it. Like you always do. Oh,
No, I
should
like
have
that
said
one.
that. I don't know.
Stop it.
Oh, stop it.
That was a good one.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Elad. Hi to your lovely bride.
guys. Have a good
Shabbat
weekend.
shalom to you and the
Shabbat
kids
shalom.
and
Bye.
Amers. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. That was Elad Hakim. This show is running like... Oh, you know what we got on next? Holy cow.
Liz
Yes,
is
Liz.
on.
Liz. Do you know
Liz
how
is
she
coming
promotes this show?
Yes, I do.
I mean, I'm getting popular in the Latino community. I mean, I got a lot of friends now in the Latino community, especially around the Florida area. I wonder if I could go stay there for free, eat for free and stuff like that. No,
I'll be happy to
wouldn't
carry your
ask.
bags for you, Dave.
You carry my bags.
We can stay for free.
No. See, then you could almost maybe say something that I would regret for the rest of my life. But you can't feed me lines like that. No, I just can't do
See,
it.
I'm trying to set myself up, and you're not taking them now, right?
Oh, you're setting me up.
No.
It's like the one about Nancy Pelosi. Why does she fly Southwest? Because even old bags fly free there. There you go. So God forbid.
There you go.
God forbid we should go there, right?
Well,
anyway,
I mean, we could do Hillary,
Yeah, I think so. I think we ought to. Why don't we do that?
Talking about old bags,
Yeah.
right?
I'm late. I got to get going.
You're not late.
I'm late if I want to get to work as early as I usually get there.
Oh, you know what, honey? Hillary Clinton was a Goldwater girl in 1964.
So? Satan used to work for God. What's your point?
JL, call me. Now he's mad at me, isn't he? Is he
No,
mad?
I don't think he's mad.
I screwed up.
You know.
I'm sorry. I think he's mad.
I'll send him a message.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel bad.
Well, you actually thought that was Ali calling in early then, and so you didn't.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I knew it was him. I could lie easily and just say, "Oh yeah, that was it." No, I knew it was him because I heard you talking.
Yeah.
And what I did was I forgot. I got involved in commenting on my stuff.
I know.
And then I looked over and saw the light. And, apparently I didn't see the light.
Well, but, and then the other phone rang, and that was odd. So, okay.
People are telling me, don't go too close to the light. Don't. Stay away from the light. Anyways, we're going to do a commercial, I think.
You want to do a break? We got it.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Call 573-364-4433. We got Liz, Fiery Latina, coming on. Get it off your chest.
Sydney's in Rolla reminds you they're open each day Tuesday through Saturday. If you're looking for something to do, stop in. They're open till 1:30 a.m. each night. Also, they have a menu of appetizers to choose from like jalapeno poppers, steak bites with bacon, and more. Escape to Sydney's with over 100 whiskeys to choose from, or signature drinks, and over a dozen beers on tap. Sydney's, 707 North Pine, downtown Rolla, where friends meet.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Follow me at DaveWeinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Now we know why Susan Rice wrote the biggest CYA email to herself on Donald Trump's inauguration date 15 days later, Obama's last day in office, saying Barack wanted everything to be done by the book. He said, by the book, by the book. And we also know why Sally Yates, when she spoke to the House Intelligence Committee, was shocked to discover that day that President Obama knew every detail about Flynn and his phone conversations. Now, we started this investigation in March of 2017. We also now know why Lisa Page texted that Obama wants to know everything we are doing. Now we know what the insurance policy was all about if Donald Trump happened to win after they protected Hillary Clinton from the Espionage Act and obstruction of justice and her dirty Russian disinformation dossier. This all came from the very top. The Obama administration, Obama loyalists, and the DOJ, they were hell-bent smearing, destroying anybody in Donald Trump's orbit Why? Because they wanted to undo a duly elected president.
Well, apparently, if you are a fiery person, you're also a early person, because I believe my next guest is here, and I think we ought to play a little music and do a little dancing here. Come on, everybody! Woo!
How are you?
I'm dancing. Come on, get up. Okay, enough. I just did a.
You're going to be out of breath, Dave.
You don't want to hurt yourself.
Yep.
Was dancing?
The
I think
pictures
I
are
got
falling
a
off the
Charlie
walls.
horse. I think I got a Charlie horse. Ladies and gentlemen, when this woman was 6, she dove into the waters offshore in Cuba and hitched a ride on a great white shark who took her and deposited her on the shores of Florida, Miami specifically. All right? And this woman became an American citizen and a patriot. She is Latina on fire. Please welcome Liz Cabrera. Wow, that was You know what? I'm getting
That's a lot of people.
I'm getting a ton of requests from Latinos to follow them on Twitter, and it's all because of you. I'm pretty sure. So,
see?
Yeah, no, you're
There
a big
you go.
influence, and you really help the show. You promote it like crazy.
She's
Anyways,
the Twitter
I
queen.
like it a lot.
and you are the Twitter
She's the
queen.
Twitter queen.
Yes, there you go.
That's what Lizzie is.
Yeah,
Now I'm a Twitter queen.
Twitter
Twitter
bad girl,
queen.
but you are a Twitter bad girl sometimes too, obviously, as
Sometimes
we all
I
are.
do things on purpose. I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
I used to be a photographer, so
Yes, I know.
a little bit of marketing, and I marketed my own self when I was a photographer. So I do a little teasing, and then I draw it back, and then I put God, and then I put music. I know what I'm doing.
You know what? You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Hey,
I know what I'm doing.
Hey, Liz, Florida is a new hotspot. Are hospital and deaths up, or is it just a flare kind of thing where it's all going to?
I don't know. I don't know, Dave. What I believe, not long ago, they were doing testing in FIU, really very close to my house, like 15 minutes away. And they were testing for COVID. And of course, if you're going to get a lot of people tested, people are going to go and get tested, themselves, you're going to run into the fact that the levels are going to go up because you're testing. And I also heard a little bit of false positives also. So if you test more, you're going to get a higher amount of people that show up like they're infected.
Yes, and it's a lot of the young people are getting tested and are showing signs of it. And yet, mostly the young people survive it. So the death rate probably is going down.
Probably. And let me tell you something. I go out and I move around now. I don't stay home all the time. And I am noticing here that people really are following this mask situation. They do wear it. Their children wear it. The parents wear it. People are abiding by it, so they're not being careless. I can tell you that much. They're not being careless, and I'm glad to see that.
All right. Well, hey, are you going to the Florida Republican convention?
I'm going to the AMP in October, where when I believe Trump Jr. is coming there to the Doral Hotel. The Doral Hotel.
Yeah.
I went last year. It was amazing. I met a whole bunch of people. I took pictures with Don and with Charlie Kirk and Terrence Williams and Laura Loomer, and oh my God, we had a blast. I'm going again in October, God willing. I already have my tickets. I am going.
So, Laura Loomer was just on the show an hour ago.
Yeah. She's amazing. I've met her many times already, Dave. I met her in the Roger Stone event.
Yeah.
I met her in the AMP again. We've been together quite a few times, and we say hello, and I've done videos with her, and I've taken pictures with her. Yeah, she's very nice, and she's a very humble person for the type of job that she's going for. She knows how to be aggressive if she needs to be, but she's also very humble and kind, and I like her that about her. She knows how to talk to people.
Do you get to vote for her, or you're not? Is it a district vote that you don't get to vote for?
I don't know, but if I get an opportunity to vote for her, of course I'm going to vote, no questions asked.
Now,
I'm going to get my vote. Yeah.
ABC and Obama ban U.S. flag lapel pins. Why?
Oh my God! And
did you know that?
No. And I think that the national anthem, they want to do something of that
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they want to play Arlo Guthrie. You know,
what is happening?
This land is your. Steve, sing it. This land is your land.
I heard they want
This
Imagine.
land is my. Huh?
I heard they want Imagine by John Lennon.
No, Imagine? No, yeah, they want to
Just
imagine.
imagine.
Everything. Yeah, let's imagine.
Just imagine.
Yeah,
There you
they
go.
imagine. They're all about fantasy, aren't they?
Yes, they
Pretty
are.
much. You
They're in
know,
their own world.
And
I
feelings.
hear you're missing live PD, Liz. And you know, I used to have the producer of live PD, Drew Berquist, on. He was an ex-CIA guy. He was like my intel guy, and he couldn't do it after he was the producer. Maybe he's free now. But why do you miss that show so much, live PD?
Well, let me tell you something. Honestly, I think the police department is very important here, and that show would show, how they really run their crime scenes when they have a problem and how they're called and they're contacted. They're really trying to take them down on purpose because they're trying to stop the rule of law. What the Democrats are doing, which all this started by, we all know who started all this.
Who?
The main guy, Obama.
Yeah.
And the crew. 8 years of Obama was enough to destroy a country. Because really, to think that now we have thugs and criminals, rapists and killers going by Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and that's what they are doing. Because, remember the video I forwarded to you about Jason Britt? That he lives in Seattle, Washington, and that there is a concentration of Antifa and Black Lives Matter terrorizing the people, raping.
Is that verified? How come I'm looking on the news? I don't see anything about it.
Okay, it's not verified. Basically, they took it down for a little while from Facebook until they're looking into it, and then they put it back up. So if they put it back up, there's a possibility that there's something.
Well, you would think
veracity, maybe.
You would think with the Seattle thing going down and being closed down by the mayor, and the police are going to come back, that we would hear the stories like that.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
What I think, here, things get thrown underneath the table until all of a sudden we hear, oh, wow, what Trump said was really happening. And, oh, my God, CNN was wrong. And, oh, my God, Hillary didn't win. She was supposed to win, but yet Trump had the lowest numbers and she was meant to win. And, right now, even the latest, think about it. Trump just had a rally with amazing results, okay?
Yeah.
Biden had 3 people sitting in 3 chairs, and it looked like that was a funeral for a family member.
Well, it was a funeral. He announced that 120 million people, Americans, have died from COVID-19. 120 million of us, a third of the population.
Let me tell you, he's incoherent, incompetent. He suffers from Alzheimer's. In my mind, he suffers from Alzheimer's.
Well, we've been discussing this list. He's a Trojan horse. Whoever's his vice president is going to be president.
Yes, I think that they're trying to prop him up, to then prop him down, and then bring someone else. But it's not going to happen. Trump is going to win. They're trying to give him a hell of a time, but he's going to win.
I hope you're right. I bet you. I'm beginning to think, well, maybe Michelle Obama is going to be it.
Can you imagine that I thought that a long time ago? I am so scared of that thought.
Yeah.
That woman is worse than him.
Well, then guess who gets to get back into the White House if that happens?
Amen.
And
exactly.
guess who gets to be president?
Who will be running the show?
Incredible.
Amen.
We
got it all figured out.
Aunt Jemima family This
my God,
was,
that's another story.
I'm not sure if she was an ex-slave or a child of slaves, but she got a gig as posing for this the Quaker Oats Company for things like pancakes, pancake batter, pancake syrup, and she was axed. Now the family, obviously a black family, is very upset about this. Why?
Oh my God. They are trying to run us like puppets. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is brainwashing. What they're trying to do is brainwashing. Being white is bad. Being black is bad. Being Republican is bad. Being Democrat is bad. Everybody's bad these days. It's just like a mentality for destruction, like in Cuba. I mean, I take you back to the same thing again. This is Cuba 101.
Getting a little bit familiar for you, isn't it?
It's too familiar. They used to destroy statues in Cuba. Yes, that happened too. So basically, they took the freedom of speech. They're doing it here. They took God away from us. They're atheists. They're doing it here. They took the statues in Cuba. They're doing it here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're killers. They did it in Cuba. They're doing it here. They're rapists. They did it in Cuba. They're doing it here. I mean, they don't like you being prosperous, Dave.
Well,
being prosperous is against the law, meaning they take it away from you, just like Pelosi and
redistribution of wealth, people, unless you're in the upper tier.
Those upper tiers have the refrigerators where she gets to get her $50 ice creams.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it costs. I'm just saying.
The refrigerator is about $25,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
So all these people have the upper life. Just like Fidel Castro, he used to eat the best hams, the best wines. Everything was imported for him. Everything.
I bet you he was even able to get Cuban cigars.
Yes, and wait. Listen, he had somebody. This is true facts. Someone assigned to taste his food before they prepare it in case they were going to kill him. He would go first.
Well, guess
Let
what?
me tell you.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What? What was I going to say? God, it looked like I was about to say something funny, but I had no clue what it was. That's when
you always said you needed a food taster at home after we got married.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Hey, do you know any of those Cuban food tasters that made it through the? Did any of them die? By the way, did any of the food tasters die?
What are you talking about?
In Cuba.
What are you talking about? All of them.
Oh, the food tasters? No, they didn't die. You know why, right?
Yeah, why?
Because if they did anything to Castro, the first one to go would be them, because they would be killed too.
Whether
by the food or by I mean, you don't win. You don't win.
Yeah.
Listen, with these type of environments, you don't win, and I cannot stress enough to everybody that's hearing your show today the importance of getting to know what communism really means. Hearing other people that have lived it. We, the Cubans, have a long story. Not just the Cubans, the Venezuelans, the Nicaraguans. We have long stories, and we have suffered a lot. And that is why you find that everybody that's voting for Trump is not going to be Cuban. They're Latinos, too.
Yeah.
And the Latinos have lived a horrible story under communism. They've
They
lost
get
their
it.
countries. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it more than Americans.
And you don't want it anymore. You don't want it anymore, do you?
No. That is, honestly, to be very honest with you, the reason why I appreciate you having me on the show, and I thank you. It's my honor, but I thank you. Because
Well, it's not just you. It's not just you. You know, us Jewish people, a lot of us lived in Russia. We were also killed and discriminated, and that became just 9 years after my grandfather, 8 years after my grandfather escaped at the age of 9 to come to the United States. It became Lenin took over. The communists took over.
And I bet you that has something to do with the way you feel about your country today, too.
Well, absolutely. I get the history.
Amen.
Where would anyone rather be? Well, we're going to rather be in a lot of places if these guys take over. I'll tell you that.
Let me tell you, Dave, there is no place to go if the United States goes. That's what
No.
they need to understand when they go out to vote.
Yep.
You can't go back to your birth countries anymore. They're already communist. The United States is the one that opened their arms to you with the most loving hand that anybody can hand you. Because
got
here
it.
you have the possibility of becoming a Dave Weinman, of becoming me, because I live comfortably. I'm not going to deny that. I don't work. I
Yeah.
have money. So, but it takes hard work.
And you get to do
Nobody's
what you
gonna
want.
Give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you get to do
We
what you
can get
want.
you can get it as
Yeah.
long as you're a hard worker. You got to come
Yes.
from a family that has taught you principles and values, which is something that
Right.
I see that doesn't happen on the left very
And
much.
and you know what the values that I have right now are? The values
What?
are that you are a great, great person, but I have to run a commercial. So because
Okay.
those are
The rules.
They're rules, and Steve is looking at me like, what's the matter with you? Come on. Well, she's interesting. Well, yeah, okay.
I'm not. Hey, you got
All
the
right,
25
all right.
minutes. What are you talking about?
Well, I got to run a commercial. So.
All right.
Anyways,
Oh, next
Lizzie,
time. Mhm.
I
Yes.
want to thank you. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
Liz Cabrera 55 on Twitter, and that's it for now. Unless something comes up later.
Did you hear about the personal trainer for rich kids?
No.
Yeah, he was an air conditioner. Thank you, Liz. Nobody's laughing at me today. These two are sitting there like, I mean, God, air conditioners, HEIR.
All right, we got it.
Oh my
Come
gosh!
on.
Well, you're still not laughing. I'm mad at you now.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Lizzie, thank you so much for being a star on the
gosh.
Dave Weinbaum Show and for all the work you do promoting the show.
Oh my God.
We appreciate
And
you.
all your help getting followers. Thank you, Lizzie.
Yes, thank you. Keep up with the
I'm
good
always
work.
putting you all on my train.
We love it.
Oh,
guys.
thank you. We appreciate that. All right.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, that is Lizzie, and I guess I told her we would take a break, but hey, JL, if you're JL, is it JL or GL?
JL.
JL, if you're out there, give me a call.
JL.
All right, we're gonna do. I think we do. Let's do SNL Trump Dog. I think we should.
We will do what has never been done.
Yeah.
Scan the household pet's mind to translate his thoughts into words. Now, the subject today will be my own dog, Max. Max, speak.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Max. It's me, Max. I like Park and Leash, and I like Trump. He's my man. Donald Trump is our president. He carried the Electoral College fair and square.
This can't be right. Did you know your dog likes Trump?
He doesn't.
I absolutely do. Trump has issues, but one big change is better than business as usual. The Dow is up 2,700 points since he was elected. What's not to like?
I'm sorry, but you're just a dog. You don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, Helen, but yes, I do. Stinking helmet. Can't believe you put this on me.
I can't believe you're saying this. You're supposed to be my best friend.
And as your friend, I don't want to see your tax dollars going to health care for illegals.
Explode. What about his record on women's rights? Don't you want me to have a choice over my own body?
You didn't afford me a choice when you cut off my balls.
Okay, now if you're not laughing at that, I don't know. Are you some kind of a religious nut that doesn't have a sense of humor? How dare they talk about those parts? Well, even you guys got on me for talking about certain parts last week. Bodily functions. I remember that.
Yeah, bodily functions.
Yeah, bodily functions.
Yeah, stop that.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and I think we're going to come back after the break and open up the phones, and then we're going to, do George Carlin Germs, where he's going to be talking about what? Bodily functions.
There
Hi
you
there.
go.
All right, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Dear people who haven't had a Big Mac, who saw millions of people enjoying something and said, no thanks. We're not giving up on you, because today is a new day. A day for a burger that has a bun in the middle because it can. A day for a sauce so special they put it on there twice. A day for McDonald's most McDonald's burger. So go, because today's your day for a Big Mac.
Now available in 3 sizes, including the new Little Mac and Double Big Mac burgers at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control. Community born, community raised, community serving.
Reality check number 44. You can spend money everywhere. Why can't you bank everywhere? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Town & Country may be a hometown bank, but our banking is state-of-the-art. We have dozens of ATMs across the area. Plus, you can bank anytime, anywhere, online or on your phone. You can even deposit checks from your phone. Pretty cool, huh? Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
J.T. Colton was a steak-loving man, and his tradition of serving up the finest mesquite-grilled steaks east of El Paso lives on today at Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. But lots of folks say it's our fun, casual, throw your peanut shells on the floor attitude that keeps them coming back again and again. Either way, we're determined to keep you happy and to make J.T. proud. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. We know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri, and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett, broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
They wanted to turn the screws and take down the president that you, the American people, elected. That is called an attempted coup. And by the way, Joe Biden, are you really unable to remember the January 5th meeting where you offered up the Logan Act as a means of persecuting and prosecuting and destroying the life of General Flynn? Or are you just a liar? I'm actually betting you're a liar. Take a look.
So what did you know about those moves to investigate Michael Flynn, and was there anything improper done?
I know nothing about those moves to investigate Michael Flynn.
I do want to press that. You say you didn't know anything about it, but you were reported to be at a January 5th, 2017 meeting where you and the president were briefed on the FBI's plan to question Michael Flynn over those conversations he had with the Russian ambassador Kislyak.
No, I thought you asked me whether or not I had anything to do with him being prosecuted.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was aware that they asked for an investigation, but that's all I know. I was never a part or had any knowledge of any criminal investigation into Flynn while I was in office, period. Not one single time.
Not a part of any investigation into Flynn? That's a lie. Not a part of the Logan Act, Joe? That's a lie. Not a part of the January 5th meeting? That's a lie, Joe. What did Joe know? What did Barack know? What did Comey know? What did McCabe, Page, Strzok know? What did Sally Yates know? And when did they know it? Now, I know tonight many of you have been frustrated because the wheels of justice have moved painfully slow. Yours truly as well. We first started on this with unmasking, illegal surveillance, leaking raw intelligence in March of 2017. I also want to know what Clapper and Brennan knew. And ever since this program and our ensemble cast here every single night, we have reported to you the truth.
So we've got actual proof of this, and I'm still wondering, why aren't Obama and Biden being called up at least to Congress to testify? Why didn't Lindsey Graham issue subpoenas for them? Is it because he's an ex-president, an ex-vice president, running for president? I don't know. I don't know why this isn't a reason, because they're in on a coup. Isn't that illegal? Am I wrong? Call the show, 573-364. 4433, because we're done with the breaks. I got a few extras, but we're done with the breaks, right, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Hey, Sean King, one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. He wants white Jesus and his European mother and all his white friends' monuments, stained glass, and all other things that they're on destroyed.
Destroyed or removed?
Destroyed.
Wow.
Destroyed. I think that's a quote. I mean, I did edge out a few things here, but I think that's a quote, destroyed. He doesn't mention the fact that, Jesus was probably not real white. He might have been very dark. Sort of like me, in the sun anyways, and that, he was Jewish. I mean, come on. It all took place in Israel, I mean, it wasn't like, although I think he did live in Egypt for a while, I'm not sure, but, his mother was an Israeli. Mary? Come on. What's wrong with these people? It's sick. And, I don't find any of them saying anything about Islam. Are they happy with Islam? At least say, oh, well, we believe Islam. Well, they're on the same basis, for goodness sakes. Mm-hmm. They're the three religions, starting with Judaism, and then Christianity, and then Islam. And they all sort of feed off each other with some pretty fairly major differences, especially in Islam. Chuck E. Cheese, bankrupt. There's a definite owie for you, Steve, I hear. But there's an offer to buy him out, but they won't take the little tickets you win when you roll the ball and hit the hole. And so they want to buy him out with those tickets, and they got some smart lawyers. They're not accepting those.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's talk about how many votes Twitter. Twitter Jack took down one of Trump's Twitter feeds yesterday or the day before, and said something to the effect that it wasn't true. And Trump said that he was going to stop the monuments from being taken down. Now, here's my question. How many votes, and I asked this to Twitter Jack, how many votes did you, Twitter Jack, and Facebook's Zuckerberg get for president? He gets to say things. Where do you come off censoring the president of the United States of America? With bogus stuff, no less.
Right.
He didn't break any rules. All right, well, the Dem convention, sort of like everything else these days, except for the Republican convention so far in Florida. It's going to be virtual. So kiss Milwaukee goodbye, who were expecting a big business couple days there, maybe a week, and they're going to do it virtual. And NASA. Now here's something that you or Jesse ought to be interested in, because they're offering $20,000 to anyone who can make a better toilet for spaceships. I got the name. I don't have the invention for the toilet, but I'd call it Blast Off. The Blast Off toilet.
The Blast Off toilet
for the
there
rockets.
You go.
There you
go.
Blast Off, baby.
Well, I mean, when you're up there and you're floating around in a non-gravitatorial environment, I think that's what they're looking for, something that's going to actually have better suction than what they're using now, maybe.
Well, I guess so, and I guess maybe it's for comfort. I mean, I guess they must have a belt to hold them down because if they're in.
Lisa's back. We have to change the subject.
Why?
We're talking about bodily functions.
Yeah, we did. Oh, that reminds me. I promised her. I promised you guys a bodily function thing.
No.
So let's do George Carlin again.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
It's
because
not,
it goes along with the show.
Low.
No.
Low.
No. We have a very
no. Don't go low.
Very upper low. Let's put it that way. Show upper low.
If you say so.
Yes.
What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu. And Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. It's true.
That's George Carlin.
And how relevant it is at this day and age right now,
And I think this was in the late 90s.
Right. He hit it from the media standpoint and everything like that.
I kind of discovered these. I look around and discover these things. I think they're just so relevant, to your point,
exactly.
to what's going on right now. So, anyways, we're looking at sports, and when are they coming back? And I've got a couple of golf stories to tell you. First of all, I'm in a league on Mondays, and I play with a guy named Andrew and Coach Mark Mullins from the university, and I've come around to where I played golf with Steve, and I was terrible, and I just didn't have a good golf swing. This is over 50 years of looking for a golf swing. I think I finally got it. I cobbled a few things together from suggestions, from watching pros play, from what's the guy's name? The Irish guy, McIlroy or something like that. Rory? Yeah. And all of a sudden, I found a golf swing. Now, it doesn't mean I can always execute it, but, it's very interesting that when we played last Monday, and we beat a team coming from behind because the coach sank the last putt, that I had 3 drives in a row that were great, 2 of which, now there's other guys playing, right?
Right.
There's other guys on the other fairways generally. 2 of those 3 were witnessed by other guys on the other fairway, and I got cheers. I got applause. Do you know that when you're playing on the tour right now, there's nobody out there?
Right.
They're not getting any applause. You know how that made me feel? I had to tip my hat. Tip my hat like I was,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth, just calmly walked away. That was so cool. And then, just this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, they had a kids clinic out here run by the great coach Chad Green, the MS&T golf coach, and a friend of mine who also pushes this show. And they got 20, 25 kids out there, including 2 of my grandchildren. We call them the cousin twins. One is he's a 10-year-old hustler is what he is, and that's Daxton. And the other is Lexi, who's obviously a girl, and she's kind of at a rough stage. It's like she's growing into a young woman and stuff like that. And she played last year, and he played last year, and he's gotten a lot better, and he practices. He actually wants to be a golfer. He's taking private lessons. Here's what he does. He gets there early, and he's got a girlfriend. His girlfriend is about a foot taller than him, a blonde gal, okay? And he takes her into the shop, and he orders a couple of chips, and then he orders a couple of these tokens that you use to get buckets of balls. He gets 2 of those, and he says, "Oh, and put it on my grandfather's account."
Naturally.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. But it was funny when I told him, he said, "Oh, you found out?" That kind of thing. Okay, he's really good. He's going to be a good golfer.
Oh, that's
Lexi,
funny.
That's who I want to talk about. She was very awkward because she hadn't played a lot, and she's using clubs that don't really fit her. So they got her some clubs. She had to borrow some. I got to get her some clubs. So that's going to happen if it hasn't already. And so she's missing balls, and she's getting upset, and so finally, I pointed out to her, Daxton just missed a shot. He just missed the ball entirely. And as I was walking away, I heard her tell her other buddy up there, her other golfer, that makes me feel better. And then Coach says, let's have a contest. There's 25 of them. Some of them are pretty damn good. Closest to the pin that's about 40, 50 yards out wins, right?
Right.
So Lexi, I'm looking at all the kids. I'm looking for. She's hiding behind a tree. So I went over there and says, "Look, Lexi, I know you're a little upset that you haven't played a lot and all that, but you know what? We're Weinbaums. We don't do this. We still go and try. Okay, go and try. But I don't want to." I says, "I know. Just do it for me, would you please? You never know what's going to happen. Okay, if you miss it twice, I don't care. All right." So all the other kids have done theirs, and all of a sudden she gets up there. She hits the ball. She wins the contest. And the coach is saying, wait a minute, let's do another one. She does it again. She won twice. I says, do you see what happened just there? You won this thing twice. I mean, she was absolutely beside herself.
There you go.
And I told her, I says, what did I tell her? I told her, victories often occur when you see no way to succeed, but refuse to give up anyway.
There you go.
All right. I actually didn't tell her that one, but I told her another one, which was the most important lesson you can learn from winning is that you can. Isn't that true?
That is absolutely true.
I mean, how many times I'm getting to the point now where I guess it's an old age kind of thing. When I get out on the golf course, I don't feel like I'm inferior. I don't care if I'm playing with the pro out there, Chad or Dinsdale. I want to beat these guys. I'm going to do everything, including trash talking. Because I know they're going to trash talk me, and I can trash talk better than they can, that's for sure. This radio gig has taught me how to trash talk, for God's sakes.
Oh,
anyways, listen, I really enjoyed the show. Enjoyed having Steve here and my little wifey, who's busy doing. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? What are you looking at?
Facebook.
Yes. And what is the subject?
I'm looking at the food at Sydney's.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's a sponsor. All right. Listen, I want to thank. I got to wish a happy birthday to my lovely daughter Sarah, who is 26 today, and yesterday Ethan, my lovely grandchild, who I got his age wrong the first time, he is now 18. And give a shout out to Berkeley in Portland, who just had an operation. Thank you so much. I'll be here next week with another edition of the Dave Weinbaum Show. Have a great weekend.
For classic rock.